들어갈 수 있어? 오케이. 이거 된다. Hi. So what happened is that my phone suddenly shut itself. So currently I lost all my footage from the previous one. So I'm currently really stressed. I'm trying to like save it, but I can't. Okay, hang on guys. Okay, let me figure this out. Okay. This is like a YouTube newbie. Oh my god. No. Okay, I follow four of you guys. Where are the rest? How do I get back to that? Oh my god. Hi. Okay. Hi everyone. I am so sorry. My phone crashed and I lost all my footage from that 1 hour before. No! So yeah, I tried to save it. I don't know why it's gone. I can't get back to the previous live. Yeah. No. So hi everyone. I am trying to, I don't know, I think everyone left because I took too long to get back. Hi, so Jolene, are you from Singapore? Like, if you are like listening to this, please let me know if you're from Singapore as well. It would be nice. Yes, really! Oh my god. Hi, yes, I lost all my footage. I can't believe it. So, all of the questions that you guys asked me before is now gone, and I can't seem to recover it. I don't know why. So, I'm sorry guys. I really wanted to save the footage so that like other people can watch, but yeah. I'm gonna wait like another 5 minutes for like more people to come in. I hope it is not too late wherever you guys are. The timing is a bit late now, but because I was trying to think of like the best time that I can do a live with everyone, because I was looking at my analytics and I saw like people from like Korea, Singapore, Philippines, India, and I was like thinking of like the best time and all. So like 10 p.m. seemed to be the best. So I will be doing more Q&A in the future, trying to like hit like the different time zones. So yes, so hi, I have 10 of you guys back now. Yay! So yeah, so basically I lost my footage from before. My 1 hour with you guys was gone like that, and I don't know how to recover it. Hopefully YouTube will do something about it, but you guys can start leaving me your comments, and please make sure to give this live a thumbs up, okay, because it really helps and it really means a lot to me. And I just want to say thank you for your support, because I have reached like 523 subscribers, I think. Yes, thanks to you guys. You know, it's crazy. Like, I was actually really worried whether like people would actually come and visit my Q&A, And I was like, ah, what if there's no one? And I'll be like here alone talking to myself like on the screen. Can you imagine how embarrassing that would be? But you guys came, so yes, thank you. Okay, start leaving me your comments, okay, and your questions, and I'll do my best and like replying to you guys. Or if you just want to like talk to me, chat with me, and yes, just leave whatever you want. I'm like free to talk, you know. Let me reply this. Okay, so let me see all your comments. Okay, so hi Cheryl. Cheryl is from Singapore. Was wondering, did you have to go to the embassy in Singapore to authorize the documents? How was the process? So for those of you who are from Singapore, hello, my fellow Singaporeans. It's really nice to see you guys, and not just Singaporeans, all my friends out there, 15 of you guys. So hello. So in Singapore, I did not have to go to the embassy. So it's quite complicated. So for me, I graduated, I did not have to get any of my documents notarized because I was from NTU, Nanyang Technological University, and I was able to get my original transcripts. I requested from my university to give me extra transcripts, and I paid for them, and I was able to get it. And for my graduation certificate, because I was not graduating yet, I was okay, I keep burping because I was so stressed. I'm sorry guys. But I did not have to get any of my documents notarized, but afterwards when I entered Seoul National University, I had to get my documents notarized, and that was the problematic part. So you have to get your documents to a law firm to get it notarized first. So there is like a whole list you can find in Google if you search like notarization of documents, and they will let you guys know whether which nearby, like which area you're from. I think they charge like affordable prices as well. So you go to that law firm, get it notarized, and then go back to the Korean embassy, and then the Korean embassy will check everything. So once you get like the stamp from both sides, it is good to go. It was rather smooth. My sister helped me do it because I was in Korea. I couldn't get my documents back in Singapore, so she helped me do it, like did the whole process, and she said it was all right. So it should be fine, Cheryl. You should be in good hands. I think like the administration is all really quite smooth back at home, so don't worry. So next, Elip, I hope you're doing great in Korea. Yes, I am. So although Corona is being a very nasty thing right now, I hope you guys are healthy and safe back at home. I was wondering if being a social science division student lowers my chance to get GK scholarship. You want to study psychology and want to apply for neuroscience. It definitely does not lower your chances, because I'm speaking from experience. I am from a social science department as well. I majored in linguistics and multilingual studies back in my undergraduate days. So obviously people is gonna be like, linguistics? Why are you like majoring in linguistics, and how is it going to help the future, you know? So I was like, okay, maybe it's not going to be that much of a help, but I think what is the most important is that you are able to get your point across to the interview panel why you really want to study in Korea. So I listed out all of my dreams. Since 9 years old, I had this plan. I studied Korean on my own. I studied real hard. I have a real passion for Korea, and I was like, I really want this, you know, I really need this scholarship. I explained why I am really determined to study in Korea. You know, I want to make a difference. You know, you have to be really passionate when you're writing about it. So, Elif, let me tell you, don't think that you are a social science student and you are not going to be given a chance, because I'm here. If I'm here, you can be here as well. Yes. Okay, hang on. Let me like... Oh, I have 22 of you guys. Please like this live, okay, guys? This thumbs up means a lot. You know, it means that I'm doing something right for you guys. And it means that my videos are reaching quite a lot of you guys and are helping you guys. So please hit that like button, okay? It's like, I don't know, where is it? Below. Okay, next. Lotus Moonlight, do you think it is better to contact the universities beforehand? To be fair, I think that you can always email the professors that you are interested in. So for example, if you are hoping to go into this particular major, you can say that, hi, I am actually a student from like the Philippines and I'm hoping to enter the school via the KGSP route, or I'm hoping to get like a different scholarship. So what you can tell like the professor is that, oh, I'm really interested in this study. I was wondering if there is any other advice, if there is any advice, the professor can give it to you. Or you can always try to ask like, is there any other scholarships besides KGSP, you know? The professors here in Korea are generally really nice, and most of them are able to speak English, I would say, or at least type English. Or there's something called Google Translate, so they would do that. So don't worry. So you can always contact the universities, because sometimes if, like for example, if your country doesn't have GKS or KGSP, you can always enter the university via a different route. So there's always different ways. So yes. Next, Ayushi. Okay, so thank you for answering my previous questions. Your answers were indeed really helpful. I hope it was helpful. I'm just saying from experience, I explained because I only applied via the master's route, so I can't give a definite answer to everyone. I'm doing my best, so I'm really sorry if I can't answer all of your questions properly. But yes, so the next one is right here. What format do they expect us to put our grades in? A, B, or 8, 9, 10, etc. I put mine in A, B, I think. So it was like A plus, A, B, C, whatever. So it depends. And obviously, because you have to submit your grade transcript as well, so just follow what your grade transcript has. So it is best so that the interview panel can like refer to, you know, it is always better to do it that way. Yes, so Lotus Moonlight, what universities would you guys recommend for computer science and engineering? So if you're talking about computer science and engineering, Songkyungkwan University is really good. They are really famous for that, because Songkyungkwan University have like a separate campus meant for like the engineering faculty, which is in Suwon, and for the social science department, they are here in Seoul, like Haewha. So I did my exchange studying in Songkyungkwan University, and they are really famous for their engineering whole department. And of course, you know, KAIST, our famous KAIST, is obviously really famous for their engineering. So you can always check that out. Obviously, Seoul National University is like, you know, people say it's like the best in Korea. So yes, Matthew, thank you. So check the faculty and their specialty to see if it matches your interest. Yes, so it's really important as well. Make sure you check to see if they have what you need. So yes, I hope that answered your question. So it's Mary 2.0. Am I still eligible to apply although I live in Germany? I have the Philippine citizenship, and if yes, how? Okay, so if you have a Philippine citizenship, I think you would have to apply from the Philippine Korean embassy, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so because what I know is that you will have to apply from the embassy where you are from, because they will have to check all your documents, your citizenship, and all of that. So if you want to be safe, I suggest you to check with the Korean embassy. You can just email them or drop them a call. They are really nice, so don't feel like burdened, and most of them can speak English really, really well, so you don't have to speak Korean to them. So you can always just ask them and see whether you are able to apply in Germany, if they allow like special circumstances. Oh my god. Am I still on, guys? Oh my god. Okay. I suffered like a round 2 of internet disruptions. I'm sorry, guys. I was like, oh my goodness. Okay. So Ellie is from the Philippines too. So yay, we have like people from Philippines. Do you think from Ayushi, do you think applying to SNU for computer science engineering be quite competitive? And please tell me how you think about Busan National University for engineering, not research program. So for SNU, obviously it is going to be very competitive. Oh, hi, baby. I have my friend from Singapore who's saying hi as well. So for SNU, to be fair, I would say that everything is quite competitive, not just in like the engineering department, the social science department, but because engineering is quite a niche in Korea, so not just in like Seoul National University. A lot of the universities here with the engineering department is actually quite competitive. So Busan National University for engineering, I think they are quite famous for that as well, because Busan University is one of like the best university in that region, so you can always check that out. I have a few friends who are doing regional studying in Busan National University, so you guys can check that out. I think it's quite a good option if you are hoping to study out of Seoul. If you are hoping to like study in Busan National University is a good one. So as for like the previous question about computer science and engineering, as I mentioned, Songkyungkwan University, I highly recommend, because Samsung, the very famous Samsung, is actually supporting Songkyungkwan University. So for those of you who are interested in engineering, I would suggest Songkyungkwan, because they offer a really good career prospect, because Samsung is the one who is supporting Songkyungkwan University, and obviously they are hoping to get like talented undergraduate students for their future. So if you are interested in the engineering industry, Songkyungkwan is quite a good option that I would recommend, because career prospects, Samsung, you would always want to like, you know, dream big, you know. And other universities that I recommend for engineering is Hanyangdae, Koryeodae, which is Korean University, Yonseidae. These three, Hanyangdae, Koryeodae, Yonseidae. These three, okay? And Songkyungkwan, these four. I repeat, Hanyangdae, Koryeodae, which is Korea University, and Yonsei. Yes, and Songkyungkwan, these four. So SNU, obviously, because of their like whole name value, they are really good as well. So you can go check that out. Next, Matthew, social science rocks. Yes, I agree. Don't worry. Okay. So okay, so I have like a notebook here. Okay, so for Ayushi's question, okay, about Busan National University. Busan National University, it is a national university, so that is really important, which means school fees are cheap. School fees are cheap is really important, because if you are a KGSP scholar, obviously your whole like school program is being like funded. But I do have like a few friends who went to like prestigious private universities, and like because the whole under the graduate program is more expensive, they had to do like extra TA, like teaching assistant duties, to kind of make up for that money. So Busan is a national university, so it means that it is cheap, and there is a lot of government support, which is another good thing. So after graduating, if you're hoping to like work in Korea, government job, maybe, you know, good future prospect. And there are a lot of factories in Busan as well. So if you're interested in like engineering in Busan, there are a lot of factories there. So career prospects wise, it may be good for you. Next, moving on. Patricia asked, may I know about the score percentile in the application form? Do we have to calculate it by ourselves? Yes. So in the application form, they will give you like how to calculate it. They will give like a whole, what is it called? Conversion table. So what you have to do is you will have to take your current percentile and then go through like some mathematical procedure, and then you will have the percentile. So I mentioned in my first Q&A that is lost that I'm going to try and do a separate video on that as well. So because that quite a lot of you guys are really curious about that, so I'm gonna think and like do more research and think of a good way to explain it to you guys. So yes, be patient. Remember to subscribe to my channel because a lot of like KGSP related videos will be coming soon. And if you guys are new here, please like this Q&A, please. Thank you. Okay, next question. Okay, Lotus is from Morocco. So hi, okay, music next. Can you please suggest me 5 universities for physics as majors? If you are interested in physics, I guess schools that are very strong in the engineering sector will be good for you. As I've mentioned earlier, Hanyangdae, Koryodae, which is Korea University, Yonseidae, Songkyungwan. Yes, these schools, and obviously Seoul National University. And next, Hachiro Akiyoshi. Hi there once again. Hello, you made it back. I'm sorry for the connection loss previously. I will apply for the undergraduate scholarship. My major is computer science. Can you enlighten me on the first part of the study plan, which is about Korean language? Okay, so this is going to be quite lengthy. So take out your notebook, write it down. Okay, I've explained it quite a few times, but I'm going to explain it once again. So for those of you who are interested in a KGSP, you would, unless you have a topic level of either 5 or 6, I think 4, 5 or 6, you would have to go through a 1-year language program, which means you would have to go through like studying Korean for like a year to make sure that your Korean level, like command of Korean, is quite high before you can start studying in Korea. Because although their English standard is quite high, most of their lessons are actually in Korean, which is going to be an issue if you're going to be studying masters or undergraduate in Korean, right? Because obviously you would want to, they will want you to understand the content better. I think what they want you to write in your study plan is like to share how are you going to study Korean during the first year of that 1 year of language program. You can share that you are hoping to indulge in like the local culture, because a lot of the language schools are actually out of Seoul. So what I think like the whole purpose is to try to get you guys who are new to the Korean language, Korean culture, to like really indulge in like the really local Korean culture, because Seoul is, you know, very urbanized and all that stuff. So they are trying to like put you into like the whole like rural areas to make sure that you get like the best local experience. Yes, so I have my friend here, Matthew. I'm not sure if he's still here. He went to the language program in Nonsan, and apparently it is really local, and he really got like the whole local experience. Yes, okay, let me drink some water. Do you know if SKKU has a high acceptance rate? Generally, I think yes. In general, for all of you out there, for the 23 of you guys out there who are watching this, Korean universities, not just like the top few universities, all Korean universities in general, they are actually really supportive of international students coming into Korea to study. So don't worry, as I've mentioned previously, KGSP is not the only route that you can study in Korea. There are a lot of universities that have like school-based scholarships for international students that is really good as well. They fund your whole like education program. They give you allowance as well. So don't be like afraid if you like do not get like one. Okay, so Matthew mentioned that he studied in Konyang University in Nonsan, which is some military area, for his language program. So yes, it's a very local experience. So from Alicia, I am from a medical background. I have written SOP. There I started with formal introduction. Many people said that it should be quotes or unique or something unique. Is there a problem to start with a formal intro? If you are talking about personal statement, I didn't start with something fancy. I just started with like, hi, I'm Joe and I'm from Singapore. I'm from a very humble background. I didn't say like quotes or something, but I mentioned in my second video on how to write your personal statement, I ended with quite a quote. I ended with like something that I felt really strongly about, and I felt that it would be best to depict my current situation. So I use that. So if you feel that using quotes will help you like solidify your whole personal statement and all of that stuff, feel free to use quotes. It is good, it is impactful, but don't use it for the sake of using. Yes. Okay, next. So Alicia, is there any word count for SOP and personal statement? So for KGSP, personal statement 1 page maximum in that box that is given, and as for the study plan, future plan, goal after study, I think it's like half a page each. So they give you like a box, so make sure you stick to the box given. Yes, because as I mentioned, interviewers, they do not like long essays. They want to make sure that it's concise, so focus on like the main points. So which is why I made the second video to like share with you guys how to write a concise and precise personal statement to like make it clear. You know, you don't want to like go like a whole story and like the interviewer panel gets like tired of the whole application. So Cheme says, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Cheme, do you recommend that I devote time to learning the Korean language as well and take the topic, or do I delay it to the 1-year language course and focus now on getting good grades essentially? So for me, because I learned Korean since I was 9 on my own, I didn't have much issues with like the Korean language thing, but for my friends who have no background in Korean language, which is my dear friend Matthew, he actually went through the whole 1-year language program. And I would say that having a good command in Korean doesn't necessarily give you like an edge over the others, which means it doesn't necessarily mean that you will get the scholarship because you are good in Korean. Because currently there are so many people who are learning Korean, and these people are speaking really good Korean as well. So I think the interviewers are more interested in your grades, your how all-rounder you are. I suggest you to learn a bit of Korean, you know, show that you have a passion and show that you are working hard as well, you know. You can like show them that, hey, I'm doing my part in trying to make sure that I qualify for this scholarship, but at the same time make sure you sustain good grades, because obviously it's a scholarship. They want to give it to people who are deserving. They want people who would be able to contribute to the society. So having good grades is essential, because obviously they want like the cream of the crop, you know, to like come and study in Korea. So yes, I would say do both. Do a bit of Korean and at the same time maintain good grades, and then you are good to go. It shows that you are an all-rounder too, which is really important as well. So Cherry May also says that she's afraid that if she takes time to study the language, it will affect my grades and productivity. So which is why I mentioned do both. Don't just focus on one, do both, because it's really important to show that you are good at what you are usually doing, but at the same time you're working hard for this scholarship doing Korean. Yes. So Zarith, hi, may I ask something? Sure, ask all of it, because this is what this Q&A is meant to be. In the application form, there is a high school result. There are grades and rank row. May I ask what should I put in the rank rows, because I don't know what I should fill in. Okay, this is the part where I can't give you a definite answer, because my education system, we go by just grades, which is A plus A, B, B minus, and stuff like that. So if the application requires, I would say that you just put your grades, provided that you are submitting your transcript, because you are required to submit your grade transcript as well, right? Because you are supposed to prove that you are not lying about your grades. So just put what is in your grade transcript. And if you're still worried about it, call your Korean embassy, because they would be able to give you a more accurate information, because the Korean embassy would know how like the whole country education system work, which is really important, because I can't tell you like how your education system works, because obviously it's different. So yes, just follow your grade transcript, and if you're still worried, call the Korean embassy. Yes, moving on. Music next. My CGPA is 8.5. Can I get admission into Department of Physics in SNU or Yonsei or Korea Uni? Or would they reject me because of my bad grades? Good question. Okay, for those of you guys, I'm sure all of you guys are aware, SNU, Korea U, Yonsei University, SKY, they are the top 3 universities in Korea, right? So if you guys watch Sky Castle, you will know it is quite competitive to get into these 3 universities, I must say. And I suggest if you are hoping to get into like the Department of Physics from these three universities, it is always better to ensure that your grades are of like a certain level to make sure that you are able to enter the school. But if you are thinking that your grades are not like up to a particular standard, I would suggest, because you have 3 options, you can opt for currently what I know is that you have to put 1 university out of Seoul. So in my year, I can put all 3 universities in Seoul, but my friend in this current year, where the new like regulations changed, they had to put 1 university out of Seoul. So I guess it is to make sure that there's a balance. So if you are worried that you might be rejected because of your bad grades, I suggest that you can put maybe 1 university, like a safe insurance kind of university, and then 2 more, which is like maybe SNU, Yonsei, and Korea University. I hope that answers the question. Jane, what about Incheon University? So Incheon, if you're talking about Incheon Daedo, it is not bad. But if you're talking about Inha Gongdae, which is like a university meant for engineering, it is also in Incheon. They are really famous for technology, engineering, and I would say that Inha University is much better in terms of engineering technology compared to Incheon Daedo. Yes, I hope this helps. Jayin, if you're watching, I hope you're watching. So yes, I got my resources here. And engineering, for those of you who are interested in engineering, Korea's universities are mostly really good in the area of engineering. So you don't really have to worry, because obviously you know that Korea's manufacturing is one of like the best in the world. There are phones, Samsung car, electronics, yada yada yada, is really really good. So if you are interested in engineering, I would say that most universities are really good, so you don't really have to worry that much. So next, I usually also mentioned in the study plan section, do we need to write our responses in given columns, or it has to be in paragraphs without those 3 columns they've provided? So I explained this in detail in the second video, the KGSP second video that I made. They give you like a box, right? Yes, you have to fit it within the box. You can't exceed it. You can't, I mean, you can write it shorter, but try to fill it to the brim, like make sure that you're getting a point across, right? So do your best to fill it up and try not to exceed what is needed. Okay, next. Hachiro asks, according to the guidelines, we don't have to send original documents, but just notarized documents because they won't give them back. Do you think I should send my original translated documents? So if these original translated documents are not what you need, then you can give it to them. But if you want to keep these documents, I suggest you don't give it to them, because they don't return it to you after all. So make sure you get like copies and get them like notarized and then submit it to the embassy. So next, Ayushi, I really liked your personal statement video and incorporated that information while writing my personal statement, and I'm so satisfied with it. Yay, thank you. So for those of you guys who have not watched my KGSP series, go check it out. My second video is about how to write your personal statement and statement of purpose, and how I wrote mine as well. So I'm really happy it helped some of you guys. Yes. So next is numbering the documents mandatory? Yes, it is. I think top right corner. I think it doesn't matter top bottom, or do we have to write form 1, 2 or so? So when the application comes, they have like form 1, form 2, form 3. So you just have to follow like the flow, and I think that it is best to number your pages as well. Word document has that function, you know, yeah. So next, Prachi. Are courses offered in 100% English language for undergraduates? Please tell me. Okay, Korean universities, they do have English courses for people, but I would say Korean is still the main medium of language. Coming from personal experience, not just in Seoul National University, I did my exchange studies in Songkyungwan University as well. In Songkyungwan Universities, for classes that mention that they have like English courses, yes, they do have English courses, but there are some cases where they mention that, oh, it's English, but then when you go to the class, the professor is actually explaining things in Korean, and you're like, oh, this is not English, you know, because most of the people, the students, they are Koreans, so obviously the professor would try to cater to the Korean students, and if the majority is Koreans, obviously they would like use more Korean to like, you know, talk to the students, right? So don't assume that all universities have like courses offered in English. If you're talking about like graduate programs like international school, GSIS, where I am currently at, a lot of the majors, they have English courses. But for Korean studies, which I'm doing, it is Korean courses. Obviously, you can take courses out of your major, but you have to be aware that there are some instances where you have to do Korean courses as well, which is why if you have no background in Korean, they will ask you to go through the whole 1-year Korean language program. So I hope that answers your questions, Prachi. And also, I found out that for KAIST, if you are interested in the engineering department, KAIST, POSCO, 80% of the 80% of the lessons are carried out in English. 80%. So that means that 20% is still in Korean, you know. And as for elective modules, it is usually in Korean. So that is for bachelor's degree. As for graduate degrees, I would say it depends. If you're going to an international graduate school, yes, English programs, they have quite a lot there, but not for like the 일반 대학원, which is like non-related to GSIS, you know, just like normal graduate schools. There is a high chance that a lot of the courses are in Korean. Yes. So so Matthew pointed out a really important thing. He said that note that the Korean you learn during the program might be different from the technical Korean terms you will come across in your studies. This is really true, because if you are doing like psychology, engineering, the words are not, you wouldn't study about that in your language program. So for me, I have been learning Korean since I was 9. I would say that I speak pretty good Korean, but I am struggling with Korean history terms, you know, like treaties. You know, we are learning about like Shimonoseki 조약, and they are talking about clauses, and I'm just like, yeah, so bear in mind. So here Hachiru also said, well, my translator gave me original translated documents. Should I notarize those translated documents? Yes, notarize all of your documents. To play safe, and coming from my personal experience, please notarize all your documents. Don't be like me, and like the very last 1 hour of submission, the Korean embassy calls me and be like, hey, you know what, we can't accept your transcript because it is not notarized. And I'm just like, I have 1 hour to do that. How am I supposed to do that? You know, and I started panicking, crying, going crazy. So don't be like me. Notarize them. Next question. Chaimei. So starting with all in all, Korean sentence and important grammar as well as various resources to have. Yes. So for those of you who have like zero knowledge in Korean, I would say start reading up like Korean vocabulary, simple Korean phrases. That would be good for you to show the interviewers that yes, I have a passion for Korean language, I have a passion to study in Korea. So yes, if you guys are interested in like basic Korean sentences, important grammar structures that beginners should know, let me know. I can make the video for you guys. I can share with you guys how I learned Korean. I actually made a video of how I learned Korean when I was 9, one of my first few videos, so go check that out. Yes, so Wigna says, hi, do you have any information about the documents that needs to be submitted? My uni issued the related documents in bilingual, Bahasa and English. And hi, Wigna, are you from Indonesia? If yes, hi. Do you have any information about? So in my very first video, I actually talked about the documents that you will need. So go check that out. I think they would require you to submit your documents in English because the documents would have to be submitted to the Korean universities. So obviously they need to be able to understand. So if you are using like translators, get them notarized. So yes. And oh, I have 25 of you guys. Okay, so surreal. Okay, number 2, he also asked, do I still need to translate the document through an organization and legalize it, or I just need to legalize it? I think you would have to translate your document because the Korean side would need to read through your documents and be able to understand. So English is definitely one of the languages, or you can ask them to translate it to Korean themselves and then notarize it. Yes. So next, Reens C, I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Is there any music producing or sound engineering undergraduate degree in GKS? So okay, so I am not sure about this actually because I have a few friends who are pursuing like art, like drawing, misul, you know, like drawing in under GKS in EY or there. So for RNTSC, I suggest to check out the list of courses that are available once the application starts. They would usually include like a whole Excel sheet of what universities are available, what courses are available. So do check that out. Okay, next, music. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for replying. You're welcome. Please ask me more. It's my pleasure to reply them. Can you suggest me some universities where I can get admission easily with 8.5 GPA in Department of Physics? 8.5 CGPA, I am not sure how that works. I'm not sure if it's a good GPA or not because my university back in Singapore, we use like a different GPA. We use like a out of 5.0 GPA. So I'm from Nanyang Technological University from Singapore. So I can't say for sure, but Musicnex, if you are hoping to go into the Department of Physics, as I mentioned, 한양대, 고려대, 영세대, and maybe 성균관 is a few choices that you can check it out. Okay, okay, by the way guys, like what time is it back in your country? Because I'm afraid I'm going like to spend quite a lot of time. So I hope you guys don't mind, okay? So stay with me, okay? So Hiba asked, number 1, how should I submit my certificate of parent citizenship? Should I take a photo and print it in an A4 paper or how? So what I did for my parent citizenship is, okay, it's 8:15 in India, great. Is it AM or PM? Okay, please stay with me. Don't leave. Okay, yes, I will do my best to save my life. Okay, for the first 1 hour, I lost it due to connection problems. I will try to save it. I'm really sorry if something crops up. I photocopied my parents' passport. So you can take your parents' passport and just photocopy it in a A4 paper, and that would do it. But I am very paranoid, so I did a step extra. I took out my birth certificate. I asked my mom for my birth certificate and I photocopied it as well. So I sent it. Oh, it's 8:15 p.m. in India. So great. Okay. I'm not like I'm not taking too much of your time, right? Okay, great. So yes, go and photocopy your parents' passport or birth certificate. Number 2, about the picture in the application form, how should I submit it also? Can I attach after I print the application form, or should I? Okay, so what I did was I pasted it after. So I typed my documents, I printed it out, and I pasted my passport photo. So I think it is best for you to paste your passport photo. Yes. Next, I have no idea what the transcript of grades is. Can someone help me with it? So grades transcript is something that you can request from your school, your high school, your university. If you're going for master's degree, you can request for a official document stating your grades in school. So this is a way the scholarship panel would be able to see whether your grades are real or whether you are lying about your grades. Yes. Next, number 4, the CGPA section in the application form. What if I have only 2 semesters this year? Should I skip the 3rd semester box? Thanks in advance, and I'm sorry if I'm asking too much. Don't be sorry. Yes, I love your questions. Yes, if you only have 2 semesters in a year, you can skip the 3rd semester. So just fill out whatever you can. If you have not graduated, if you are going to graduate, just fill up to the semester that you are studying and leave like the final semester blank. Yes. Next, Hachiro Akiyoshi, which university are you studying at? I'm currently studying in Seoul National University. Seoul National University, yes, I'm studying there. And I'm doing my master's degree, graduate degree in Korean Studies, in Graduate International School, GSIS, Graduate School of International Studies. Yes, that's it. So next, Ed. Hi, Joe. Hi. In the new study plan section for GKSU, it is not instructed to state the reasons for the unis and depths that we listed. Should I just write it or should I not? Thanks, your videos are great. Thank you so much. It means a lot. All of your comments, I read through them because they mean a lot to me. So yes. Oh, well. Okay. Okay. Hang on, I'm reading through. Body. Okay. Sorry, I have like a personal assistant who is helping me with all my questions and making sure I do not like miss out some stuff. And like for those of you guys who are interested in career universities, how are the career universities? What are like for different? Just leave them here. I'll let my assistant do the research. Okay, so Ed, I would recommend you to state briefly the reasons why you really want to. I think you don't have to state like which university you want to go, which department you want to go, but explain the reasons why you want to do that major. Yes. So for example, I was hoping to go study and pursue Korean studies, right? So I mentioned that I really wanted to do Korean studies because I've always been really interested in Korea's history, Korea's societal issues. So I mainly focus on that. I didn't explain why I really wanted to go to Seoul National University or Yonsei University. I just mentioned why I wanted to study in Korea and why I want to pursue Korean studies. So focus on that. I hope that answered your question. If you have more, just leave it there. Jamie, oh sorry, wait, may I ask where are you from? Hiba, okay. For KAIST, do we, from Ayushi, she asked, for KAIST, do we have to appear for the entrance exam even if we apply through embassy track? Okay, so my assistant came with information for me. So if you go into KAIST homepage, you would be able to know whether you need to do the entrance exam. Because I'm not from an engineering major, I'm majoring in social sciences, humanities. I'm not that sure, but KAIST homepage, they have it in English, so you can always find more information there. But for, if I'm not wrong, I think if you're going through like the whole GKS thing, they would interview you and talk to you about that. So bear in mind. I hope that answers your question. Oh, Hiba is from Sudan. Oh, Morocco. We have people from all over the world. Am I having people from all over the world? Okay, that's insane. Okay, so for those of you guys who are like not sure, I was really worried like no one would come to my life. So I'm really happy and thankful that you guys are here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so can I add my participation certificates as rewards? If not, then where should I put them? If you have rewards, put it in the final section of your GKS application. So I mentioned in my first video, the very first video that I did on KGSP, how to apply for KGSP, I mentioned that I put all of my awards in the last part of KGS, my application. So I photocopied all of my certificates, whatever awards I've received, like Korean speech contest, blah blah blah, dean's list, blah blah, blah, everything, and I left it in my final document. But obviously there's like a section where you can write down like the awards that you have received, so just list them all down. Don't be afraid to like say that, oh, I'm bragging, whatever, but just do it, because it is such an important opportunity, right? Just tell them that, yes, I'm the perfect candidate, take me. Yes. Okay, so Prachi also asked, so would you okay, so I have a lot of people who are still in daytime. Thank you for staying with me. It is like 3:45, 3:46 p.m. here, 8:15 p.m. Okay, so I'm alright. It's currently 11:45 p.m. here in Korea, but don't worry, I'm not going to sleep early until I finish all of the questions. So yes, stay with me, okay? Like grab some biscuits and eat along with me. Would you recommend me to, Prachi asked, would you recommend me to take undergraduate course in engineering if they are not delivered in English? I am not at the level of understanding Korean very well. Okay, so if you are unsure about your Korean standards, you are supposed to go through a 1-year language. Matthew wants to know about my grades. Hello, Matthew. Okay, so if you are worried about your Korean standard, you will have to go through your 1-year language program, and obviously you would have to work really hard if you are hoping to enter a Korean university and pursue a degree there. If you're hoping to take an undergraduate course in engineering, I would say that having a certain command of Korean is important. If you know a bit of Korean now, and if you go through the 1 year of Korean language, and if you work really hard, I don't see why you can't I don't see why you shouldn't try for the scholarship, because as long as you work hard, I believe that your Korean will just like improve, like, you know, like a lot. And if you guys are interested, I can make learning Korean videos. If you guys are interested, leave it in the comments if you want me to do so. So yes, so Jamie says, oh yes, your video about learning Korean was helpful. Please make a series about organizing time and tips to start learning the language. Oh, okay, so I am actually thinking about doing a lot more live with you guys. I actually prefer talking to you guys than talking to my camera, to be fair. It is a lot nicer to be chatting with all of you, and I'm actually thinking of doing like live study sessions, you know, like study with me. I'm hoping to share with you guys how I study, coming from a master's student in Seoul National University. Pronunciation video, you mean in Korean? Yes, I can do that. Like if you, so okay, basically my plan is I'm hoping to do more live Q&A, KGSP number 1 with you guys, to talk to you guys more. Number 2, study with me sessions, which means I'll be studying, I will share with you guys my tips. And also number 3, you know, just my daily lifestyle. Okay, so moving on. Okay, some of you guys are like, okay, move on, KGSP. Okay, great, let me do it. Is there a limit for personal statement 1 page? Yes, personal statement is limited to 1 page. Keep that in mind. Hamad, please answer. What did you ask me? Please leave your question, Ahmad. Hamad, I don't think I saw your question. Patricia asks, what do you think about Kongguk, Gyeonggi, Sungkyunkwan University in general? They are really good universities in general, I must say. Obviously, from the usual 3 universities that we know is Seoul National University, Korea University, Yonsei University. And outside of that, we have like Gyeonggi University, Sungkyunkwan University, Hanyang University, and Seogang University. Kongguk University is good as well. And we also have Chungang University, so Hongdae University as well. So write down all of these universities if you are interested in studying in Korea. So yes, I'm having a lot of like help from my assistant as well. Are you saying that I'm cute, or is someone else saying that I'm cute? If you're saying that I'm cute, thank you. Okay, if this is it saying me? I don't know. Okay, but yes, thank you if you are saying about me. Okay, wait. So next, moving on. Basically, Kongguk, Gyeonggi, Sungkyunkwan universities are really good universities in general, in my opinion. Coming from Sungkyunkwan University myself, I was an exchange student. I think that the education there is pretty good. Professors are really professional. They have quite a lot. I mean, I did my exchange in linguistics. Battery. I need to charge my phone. Hang on. Sungkyunkwan University is really good if you are hoping to, 이거 아니야. 밑에 이거 okay. 너무 먼데? I'm sorry guys, hang on, let me charge my phone. Okay, I don't want it to die on me. 네. Is it charging? Hang on guys, hang on. I'm so stressed because my phone battery is dropping. Hang on. Bear with me, okay guys. 그거 안 돼. 그 노란색 그거 좀 흔들어 봐. 이거 색깔 있어야 돼. 이거 색깔. 여기 색깔 없잖아. 색깔 있어? Okay, I'm sorry guys. Hang on. Let me charge my phone, okay? Don't worry about asking questions. Okay, hang on. Let me like charge my phone. Oh my god. Hang on guys, give me a moment. Let me charge my phone. 잠깐만. Hang on. 왜 안 되는 거야? 안 돼. 미치겠어. 잠깐만. Hang on friends. Hang on, okay? Hang on. I'm trying to like charge my phone so that I make sure I don't lose my footage. Hang on. Oh my god. 그 충전 배터리 좀 꺼내줘. 그 여기 있는 그 보조 배터리. 그 핑크. 오케이. Hang on. 그 이건 좀. Please charge. Let me breathe. Okay, sorry guys. My phone was on the verge of dying, and I'm like, I'm not going to lose all my footage again because all of you need the answers. Okay, so as I mentioned, Sungkyunkwan University is good if you're going for engineering, and if you're interested in humanities as well, it's pretty good. Gyeonggi is also good as well. Kongguk is also good as well. So it really depends on what kind of school you want to go to. Yes. Okay. Sorry, I have my assistant who is helping me, okay? Because I have to organize my thoughts. So if you have any question about things about in Korea, ask, because I have a Korean here with me, so the person will help me answer that. So drop your questions. Okay, next. Hiba, what do you mean by, and is it only for original docs or all of them? Like, tell me more. I need to know more. Okay, and Prachi says it's 8:15 in India. Hey, we have friends from all over the world. Bin say, can you save a life? I will do my best and try to save it. Wigna, hi, yes, I'm from Indonesia. Oh my god, Southeast Asian friends, or Asian friends, or whoever, all of my friends, hello. Yes, if your document is in English, get it notarized. It's always best to notarize the documents because the Korean embassy, you know, it's because it's going through like a whole legal, like official procedure. It is always good for you to be, how do I say it? Make sure that it is official. Yeah. So, okay. Hi, from ISE. This past semester, I was an NIED exchange student in Chungnam University, and there were a lot of KGSP students. It is easier to get the scholarship for masters if you already got NIED scholarship. What do you think about it? Would it actually help me? What do you mean about NIED scholarship? If you're talking about KGSP scholarship, like for example, if you are already a KGSP undergraduate scholar and you're hoping to get like the master's KGSP as well, I think it does help because they are already aware of what you have been doing in Korea, and they will probably be more like okay to give you the scholarship. And also I really loved Chongnam University and would love to go back there, but I'm not sure if it is stupid of me to not to go to Seoul or like a better school. By the way, I'm studying Korean language and literature. Hey, okay, my humanities friend. So okay, so coming from not just me, from a Korean local, okay, it's really important to listen to the views of a Korean, right? So from the Korean point of view, there is an expression called in Seoul. So Cheongnan National University is still a really good school, but obviously a well-known school in Korea is in Seoul especially has like a higher quality of education, and especially since Seoul has like a well-established, like not just infrastructure, they have a lot of things as well that might help you in your life development. So it really depends on what you are hoping to achieve through this scholarship. If you're hoping to focus more on your studies, why not challenge yourself, go for a more different university, make new friends and a new experience. I would recommend that as well. But if you are really hoping to study in Chungnam, go for it. You know, I don't really believe in like the whole, oh, you just have to go through like SKY to have, you know, like obviously yes, being from like an SKY school, it gives you benefits, but at the same time I believe that going to different schools give you a different set of experiences as well. So don't limit yourself to just like a particular school, keep your options open. And yes, I hope that answered your question. Vigna says, I mean, for example, my document is like this. Nama, I know a bit of Malay as well. If you watch my introduction video, I took Malay language in university a little bit. Nama saya Jo, you know, just a little bit, yeah. So yes, what Vigna, are you talking about like the documents? What do you mean by name? Like, are you asking me a question? If you ask me a question, leave it in. Musinix ask, would you mind telling us your grades out of 5.0? Are you talking about my undergraduate grades or are you talking about my current grades in masters? And Matthew, why are you excited about my grades as well? I'm gonna ask about your grades, okay, once I see you. Let me know, okay, what you are trying to ask, okay, my undergraduate degree or my graduate grades. Let me check my, okay, my phone is charging, okay, all is good. Do we have to submit the grade transcript for all of the 3 years of our high school or just the last year? Submit all of your transcript because the embassy will need to make sure that your grades are good, you know. For masters, oh okay, I'm definitely okay with sharing. in 여기도 말해도 되나? 내 성적 얘기? So I have to check, what if like some people like kill me after saying. Okay, so basically for my master's degree in SNU, we have a total of 4.3, and I'm currently in my third semester. For my first 2 semesters, I got the same GPA. So out of 4.3, I got 4.22. So for both of my semesters, I had all A's plus. So okay, so in the first semester I got all A plus with 1 A, and the second semester all A plus and 1 A as well. So it equivalent out to 4.22. It's not like the best, so yeah. Next, please. So I hope that answers your question, Musinix, and Matthew, if you're watching still. Please suggest me engineering colleges and how to make sure that they offer lectures in 100% English. I can't guarantee that lectures are in 100% English because it is still a university in Korea. So if you are hoping about like engineering colleges, as I've mentioned, Hanyangdae, Korea University, Yonsei, and Songkyungwan. If you're going for like KAIST, you can add that in as well, and SNU. Do we Hiba asks, so again about a photo, can it be new? Because I'm going to take a new photo tomorrow in the studio. Yes, it's fine. I think they would like, it is best for you to take a recent photo of yourself, maybe like in 6 months, like the recent 6 months. So yes, like doll yourself up, make sure you're pretty, makeup, make sure you are, not a lot of makeup, just normal, and make sure you are in formal attire, make sure your hair is out of the way. First impression really, really counts. Yes. Ed, thank you for answering. It's so much fun. Yay, thank you. You're welcome. And wishing you all the best for those of you who are applying as well. How to convert grades from out of 20 scale to 4.0. So I'm going to do a separate video on that. I'm going to do more research first about the conversion grades, and then I'll get back to you guys. So Faiza, Zara, hi Faiza. Can you tell me where you're from? Are you from Malaysia? Are you from Singapore? Are you from Indonesia? Hi. Don't worry if you didn't watch this video from the start. I will try my best to save this live. I hope I can save if this goes up to 2 hours. Okay, I hope that I can still save it. But nonetheless, you can just pop your question in the live chat. I will reply to that. I will not sleep today until I reply all of your questions. It's currently 12 a.m. but don't worry about my sleep. I will not sleep until I answer all of them, okay? So would you please tell us about your background education, CGPA, TOEFL, either topic scores, these documents that you submitted along with your application. Okay, so this is from Hachiro. 괜찮아. 이거 끝나고 문제하자. 여기 Korean director assistant 적어줘. Okay, I'll get my assistant to write down. And I'm from Singapore, so I'll tell you, because I came from a country with Malay Muslims as well, so I'll talk about it later. Hang on, let me drink some water. Okay, so Hachiro asked, would you please tell us about your background education? Okay, so I'm from Singapore. I'm not sure if you guys know where Singapore is. It's a small dot on the map, a very, very tiny country. I did my bachelor's degree in linguistics and multilingual studies in Nanyang Technological University. If you guys are not aware, you can go check that out, Nanyang Technological University. I think I did pretty well during my undergraduate years. I was for those of you who are asking about my CGPA, out of my 4 years, I graduated with first class honors. So yes. Do I have to tell you my specific CGPA as well? If you need, tell me, I'll share with you later. Topic scores, I got level 6 for my Korean topic. I took it when I applied for the KGSP scholarship, which means that I didn't have my topic score. But bear in mind that during my undergraduate years, I made sure to take electives in the Korean language as well, which is I took my level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that was the first time I learned Korean formally. Other than that, it was just me studying on my own. And yes, I hope that answers your question, Hachiro. If you have more, leave it there. Kyra Seiler, please tell about how to apply for KGSP. I shared it in my first video. Please go check it out. The first video, yes. Yeah, you can watch the video, and if you have any question, leave it here. I'll do my best to reply you. And for those of you guys who are new, please thumbs up this live, okay? Thumbs up. My major from Hiba, she says she says that my major is industrial design, and the application form asks about my field of study. But all of my 3 universities writing that my major is an art or design department, and I'm confused. Yes, so if you are hoping to major in industrial design, if the university says that it is under a art or design department, yes, you have to go and check with the universities, because sometimes Korea universities, they, how do I say it? They include majors very differently from your home country, from myself as well. So don't be confused. Email the schools that you're applying for. They have like usually universities in Korea, they have like an international office, so all of them can speak English, which is really good if you are worried that your command of Korean is not that great. So just drop them an email. Yes. Musings, we love hearing you. Thank you. I'm so happy, and I'm just wanted to say thank you for those of you who subscribe to my channel. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Usually, to be honest, your answers to my questions were more apt and helpful to me than the embassy in India themselves. They just literally send me the Study in Korean website every time. Lol, well, thank you again. I'm really thankful that my videos are of some help. As I've mentioned, I am just speaking from experience, and I'm really sorry if my answers are not the best. I'm doing my best at doing my research and stuff like that, so bear with me. Yes, I'm doing my best as well, so don't worry. Oh, hi Faiza, you're from India. We have one more friend from Indonesia as well. I hope she's on. I'm from Singapore, Southeast Asia. Okay, next, moving on. Wait, what if my school don't have a transcript of grades? Then if they don't have a transcript of grades, ask your school for an official document and ask them to give you a school certified document that can justify your grades. Yes. Okay, next. Chaimi asks, my question is regarding Korea University. I would like to ask about important requirements for Korea University to accept me, and the idea of chatting and live studying is really amazing, so we can all participate. Yes. Okay, so let's talk about the first part. Oh, I'm burping because of that. I'm so stressed with the live. Okay, so I'm sorry if I'm like burping halfway or hiccuping, because I was really stressed with the live technical issues, but all is good now. So important requirements for KU, I would say that grades, you have to have rather good grades, because after all it's like SKY. But at the same time, I think Korea U places quite a lot of emphasis on what you do as well, not just grades. If you have other talents as well, an all-rounder, I would say that, you know, like if you compare two people, like one is an all-rounder being good in grades and other stuff, and you have one who's just like always on grades, I would choose the all-rounder one. So don't worry too much. If you are interested in going to Korea University, I can get some people from Korea University to share their experiences with you guys. I have my assistant is currently studying in Korea University as a master student, so I can get my assistant to share his experiences as well. And the idea of chatting and live studying, yes, so I am hoping to do study with me. So obviously I wouldn't show my face because I'm not looking that great when I'm studying. I have my hair up and stuff, but I just wanted to share how I usually study with you guys, and hopefully me, you know, studying gives you guys like the motivation to study as well. And you know, it's always better to study with friends, and you know, when we take a break, we can talk about life together. And yes, I always prefer, I think I prefer live Q&A, or like this kind of live, because I talk to people, you know, rather than talking to my camera. I'm like, who am I talking to? So yes, so I am thinking of carrying out a weekly live with you guys. I will leave on my channel art when I'm doing the live. It can be on KGSP, it can be on study with me, it can be on like cook with me, eat with me, talk with me, all the kind of life. Maybe like once a week, maybe twice a week. I will share more details in the future. So next, thank you Hiba and Musinix for your lovely comments. It means a lot to me. Prachi asked, I'm sorry for asking again. Don't be sorry. I'm doing this Q&A for all of you guys, so just drop me any questions, I will answer them. Hiba also asked, wait, there is someone I know with this scholarship, he wrote 2 pages of personal statement. From personal experience and my friends' experience, most of us wrote within 1 page for personal statement. As I've mentioned, the interview panel, they will be dealing with a lot of scholarship application. So try not to bore them with your application. Make sure you are being concise, and at the same time try to write short and impactful personal statement, which is why I made my second video about my personal statement. So go check that out, because I think I shared quite a lot of like really detailed information of how to write your personal statement, how I wrote my personal statement, what to include in your research, like what you need to, like how do you pivot. And a lot of your comments below are really helpful as well, because I wasn't able to like fill in all of like the information in that video, so all your comments were able to make my videos more enriching as well. So yes, go check that out. Is SKKU considered a type B university? 어떻게 생각해? Is SKKU considered a type B university? 그냥 SKU보다 조금 나은 거지?
거의 비슷해. 왜냐면
SKU보다?
조금.
오케이.
원래는 한
4, 5등?
근데 지금 거의 연세대 거의도 비슷해. 왜냐면 삼성 서포트해줘.
오케이. 근데 그냥 생각하면은 그냥 4, 5등쯤?
국제적인 레벨로 보면 한 3, 4등.
Okay. Okay, so I got the opinion from a local Korean. So if you're talking about Sungkyunkwan University, I wouldn't say that it is a type B university. I mean, obviously it is very subjective, and if you are familiar with the Korean education system, they are quite uptight about the SKY thing, right? But at the same time, Sungkyunkwan University is quite special because it is supported by Samsung, which is really important because they are gaining a lot more recognition now. And technically, I would say that if you are interested in like Korean universities, go check out their world ranking, because their world ranking might be quite different from the ranking here in Korea. So bear in mind. Next. 8 o'clock in Pakistan. We have friends from Pakistan. Hi. Oh, hi. Thanks, Jamie, for saying such a lovely comment. Yi Seung He asked, I haven't watched from the beginning, so it may be repeated. Is there a subjective test? What do you mean by subjective test? Seung He, can you explain more? I'm not sure what you mean by subjective test. Leave it down, I will reply it. Hayes was asking about KGSP undergraduate and graduate. Yes, so if you are, as I mentioned, Cheongnam University, I mean, it is a good university as well, but it really depends on what kind of experience you are going for. If you are hoping to really focus and like get really renowned universities, graduating from renowned universities, then maybe coming to Seoul would be better. If you, for your future prospects, it depends on what you are planning for your future as well. Okay, next, let's move on. Hiba asked the numbering of papers. Should I number them all or only the original ones? So for KGSP, you have to submit a total of 4 copies, right? If I'm not wrong. So each you need to number them. Yeah. So your original ones that you have notarized, you should follow like the checklist in the first page of the KGSP documents that they require. So put them accordingly, and then tick it off and just number it. Hiba, what the surname and given name in application? I know that's stupid, but yeah, I'm paranoid. Don't say that you're stupid, because I've been there. I've always been like paranoid. I was like, oh, how do I do this? So for your surname, which is like for like maybe if your surname is Lee and your name is like Hiba, your given name would be Hiba and your surname would be Lee. So you just have to write that. And Winger said, yes, my uni issued the document in bilingual, like Nama name. It's safer to still translate it to full English than notarize it, right? Yes, I suggest you to translate it first before you notarize it, because it is always better to be safe than sorry. Okay, next, Prachi say, thank you so much for your efforts. You're welcome. I'm very glad to be of some help. Listeners, would you mind telling us your undergraduate grades? So as I've mentioned, I graduated with first class honors from Nanyang Technological University. Out of ours was like 5.0. I got, I think, 4.69, 4.7. I can't really remember. It's quite long ago actually. But it's first class honors from Nanyang Technological University. So yeah, it's not that of a big deal, to be fair. So Lotus Moonlight asked, since your assistant is Korean, I'm curious how Koreans view hijab and Muslims in general.
시작 어떻게 생각해요? 그냥 솔직히 말하면 아직 익숙하지 않아요. 왜냐면 한국이 많이 외국인 오픈한 게 얼마 안 돼서 그래서 젊은 사람들은 아무 상관 없어요.
Okay. So relating my assistant's view, if you are Muslim and if you are worried about hijabs and like Korea and stuff like that, coming from my like a Korean point of view, he says that for Korea, because Korea has always been a one 민족, which is, we call it like a one, how do I say it? Not tribe, but you get what I mean. Like they have been just Koreans, and it has only been like in the recent years where they have been opening up to foreigners. So they are not very used to foreigners in general, not just hijab, like people wearing the hijab, whether you're Muslim or not. But I would say that the younger generation these days in Korea, they are actually really open-minded. A lot of people would say that, oh, there's like discrimination against like Muslims or like people, foreigners in general. I would say that the younger generation are really open-minded these days, and from my experience, I don't see like an issue if you are a Muslim, if you're wearing a hijab. I don't see an issue why you would face any problems in Korea. So don't worry that much. The younger generation these days are really nice, and a lot of ajumas, ajushis, like uncle, aunties are actually really nice as well. But obviously there's like some black sheep along the way. But don't be affected by them, because majority of them are still really welcoming, they're still really loving. So yes, if you have any more queries or worries about life in Korea in general, leave it in the live chat as well. I will get to them as well. Okay, moving on. Thank you for helping us. Hiba says, you are so kind. You're welcome. I'm glad to be of some help. Faiza, Jara, thank you for answering. I'll watch from the beginning. I'm from Indonesia. Hi! So we have friends from Indonesia as well. What time is it in Indonesia? I can't remember. And if I remember my Malay correctly, is it Selamat Malam? Yes. May I ask if Elif asked, may I ask if you submitted your language certificate for both Korean and English? I got UKUP from Topic this year, and I'm not sure if I should take it's okay. Okay, so Elif, I'm not sure what country you are from. I'm from Singapore, so my education system is in English. So I did not have to prove my English proficiency because my education, my examinations were all in English. So I just had to show that. Oh, thank you, Ms. Nix. Thank you. Yes, yeah, my boyfriend, he's my assistant, so yes. If you guys are interested in our international couple vlogs, go check them out. But yes, if you are from an English speaking country, you would not have to prove your English proficiency. But if you're not from an English proficiency, no, what am I talking? If you're not from an English speaking country, you would have to prove your English proficiency. So you can either do that by doing TOEFL, TOEFL or IELTS. Yes, Faisal, selamat malam juga. Nama saya Joe. I'm gonna brush up more my Malay. And yes, so if you're not from an English speaking country, yes, go take TOEFL or the different English proficiency test. And for Korean, if you have a Yukgup, which is really, really amazing, 안녕하세요. So amazing Korean, you know, Yukgup, it definitely is a really thumbs up. Yukgup is actually really difficult to get. So well done. So moving on, Geronimo asked, if my parents' birth certificate is not available, but I have a copy of their marriage certificate which shows both their citizenship, can it be used as proof? Yes, if I'm not wrong, you can do that. Or you can also use passport photocopies. That was what I did. So I used passport photocopies, and at the same time I used my birth certificate. So you can try to use that as well, but before you submit it, always check with your Korean embassy, because they what applied to me might not apply to you. So always be safe. So go check with your Korean embassy as well. Yes. Okay, so okay, we have friends from India, we have friends from other countries as well. Che May also asked, for the 3 choice universities, I want to go for a media and mass communication kind of major. What are some universities that are known for these majors? Media and mass communication. Okay, I'll get my assistant to check that out right now. Media and mass communication. 어떤 학교 좋은지.
성균관,
또 3개 줘.
중앙대,
오케이, 또
그리고
홍익.
홍익 맞고 연세.
I can 적어줘. Okay, I'm gonna get my assistant to write it down. So I will answer your question in a bit, Cheme. More questions, keep it coming, keep it coming. Okay, so the muffin asks, on page 5 of the application guidelines, they list type A and type B universities. Okay, yes, so if you're interested in type A, type B universities, you can check out. Thank you, the muffin, for your information. Achan Pio asks, which universities are best for computer science major? Computer science major, 어떤 학교 좋은지? Computer science.
컴퓨터 사이언스.
적어줘. I have my assistant, you know. It's always best to hear it from a Korean point of view, right? 아니, 저는 좀 빨리 말하고 싶어? Okay, so my assistant is writing down all of your regarding what schools is recommended. And let me move on first, okay? Hachiro asks, which are the only documents that have to be apostillate, notarized, I would say. For me, I had to get my grade transcript notarized, my graduation certificate notarized. So these 2. But if you are doing birth certificate, you might have to get it notarized as well. So always check with your Korean embassy. So because they have the most accurate information that is meant for your country. So check with them. Okay. NA says, do you need to calculate your own GPA? Cause my country doesn't use that kind of grading system. Yes. If your country doesn't have a grading system kind of a thing, if you have A, B, I think in the application they would say A is how many points, B is how many points, and then you just total it up and edit. As I mentioned, I will do a future video.
일단 무조건.
잠깐만. 안 돼. Okay. Am I on? Hi guys, am I still on? Okay, okay, I just, it's the connection issues. Wi-Fi, Korea, come on. Okay, so I'm on. Okay, I'm still on. Okay, so coming back to the previous question about, what was it? 질문 뭐였더라?
미디어.
Okay, for the media mass comm, for Chaymei, okay, for media mass comm, for these two, this major that you're trying to apply to, SYY가 뭐야?
스카이.
Okay, mass media communication, the SKY is good. Seoul National University, Korea University, Yonsei University is good. Sungkyunkwan University is good as well. 중앙대, 동국대, 경희대. Okay, I'm gonna repeat again.
그냥 방금 말하는 데가 웬만하면 다 좋아. 모든 과가 다 좋아.
Okay. So SKY, 성균관, 중앙, 동국대, 경희대. Okay, so this few universities in general, they are good in all aspects, so bear that in mind. Okay, so next, computer science major, SKY again, 성균관, 서강대, 한양 University, POSCO, and KAIST.
그거는 거기 있는 것들 한국 탑이고 나머지는 다 좋아.
Okay, that is like the top universities for computer science. Again, SKY, 성균관, 서강대, 한양대, POSCO, and KAIST. But other than that, like 경북대 in Daegu, KNU, 부산대, which is Busan National University, they are pretty good as well in that area. So bear that in mind. Okay, moving on. No, why am I losing people? We have 22 people left. Okay, Jane asks, is your assistant your boyfriend? Yes. Seung-hee Lee asks, a subjective test is like a kind of test as which math, physics, chemistry, biology, and so on counts. I meant the test that includes. I don't think that we have to do a subject test unless you are going to a very specific area of study, and if they require to do like a enrollment test, that is when you need to do the test. Okay, moving on. Music says, thank you, Fazar. Okay, moving on. The muffin says, to NA, on page 29 of the English application guidelines, there is actually a conversion table. Yes, so you can refer to that conversion table. If you guys are still confused, I will do a future video explaining how to convert the grades. So stay tuned, subscribe, like. Okay. Hiba also says, if I have a certificate of English test but not TOEFL or the elites, it's a test but it's not popular. So where should I put that certificate? On the awards box or in the English proficiency test box? I think you have to put it in the English proficiency test box because it is after all your English proficiency. But also check out with your Korean embassy, because if they are trying to have an English proficiency test that is recognized in Korea, then maybe TOEFL and elites are the only two that they recognize. Then maybe you have to put it in the award section. So check with your embassy. Okay, I'm not sure how long this YouTube thing can go on for. I know like I can stream up to 2 hours and more than that, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be safe. So currently I'm at 93 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Okay. Geronimo says thank you, you're welcome. Next, Hillary asks, hi, do you have tips to talk about the structure of your personal statement, like the topic to talk about? You can check out, Hillary, hi, you can check out my second video on KGSP. Go to my channel, second video on personal statement, how to write your personal statement, how to write your goal of study, how to write all of that. It's really detailed, so go check that out. Jamie says thank you, assistant, for his help. I appreciate it a lot. 감사하다고 했어. He says welcome. Okay. Nate says no, we have no grades, but it's out of 20. Is that okay? What do you mean by we have no grades, but it's out of 20? Can you explain more? 김재민, hi, Joe, hi, 안녕하세요. 한국인이신지 모르겠지만 그냥 안녕하세요 하겠습니다. Wigna Pratita says, Selamat malam. Yes, it's 10:30 in Indonesia. Okay, thank goodness. Okay, I thought it's like 12 a.m. The question is, how are you? How was the day? Selamat malam juga. So Indonesia, in like Malay, Indonesia, you know, they say like Selamat malam. It means good night or good evening, if I'm not wrong. And yes, how was your day, everyone? You know, I'm just chatting with you guys. Okay, next. Geronimo says yes. Jamie says yes. What did I say that you guys are saying yes? Hi Jane, are you from Singapore? Oh my god, hi! It's 11:36. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. If you need to sleep, I'm really sorry, okay? Hiba asks, how do you fill your application form? Which app? Word app in computer, or is it? I use Word document because I'm most familiar with Word document. You can always use other like software as long as you can like type it and make sure it's neat. They have like a font size and font that you have to keep to, so bear in mind. I think it's like Times New Roman font 11, if I'm not wrong. Check again. Musicnik asks, are Cheongnam and Gyeonggi good in Department of Physics? Cheongnam and Gyeonggi? Physics 어때?
경이?
Physics 알지? Physics 어떤 학교 제일 좋은 건지.
피직스? 그냥 서울에 있는 유명한 대학교 제일 좋지. 근데 그 전남대는 지방인데 지방 중에서는 나쁘지 않아.
누구?
지방.
어디?
서울 아니잖아. 전남대.
오케이.
그리고 경희대는 국제적으로 되게 세.
Okay. Okay. Jamie, thank you. Yes, I was worried that I was not on.
경희대는 어학단 되게 좋아.
뭐? 어디?
경희대 어학단 좋아. 한국에 되게 좋아.
Okay, so for Gyeonggi University is really good if you are interested in like the language area. They have a really good ohakdang like for you to learn Korean. For the Department of Physics, Cheongnam-dae is really good as well. For like a rural, like out of a province, out of Seoul University is really good. Of course, but Gyeonggi is a university in Seoul, so obviously the standards are a bit higher, I think. I hope that helps, Musicnix. I hope that helps. Okay, thank you for your answer. You're really welcome. Hillary asked, I don't have any language proficiency certificate. I feel a bit insecure right now. So should I just give up, or is there another way to increase my chance? As I've mentioned, Majula Singapore. Yes, Singaporean pride. Oh my god, yeah, I have a fellow Singaporean. I really miss home, by the way. I want to go home, but yeah, Corona. So Hillary, I would say that if you are talking about Korean proficiency, if you don't have like a Korean proficiency certificate, don't worry, because you can always opt for the 1-year language program, and that 1-year language program will help you. If you're worried, like if your command of Korean is not that great, don't worry, because there's always like you can always opt for that 1 year of language program. Always just give this scholarship a go, because there is no harm in you not going. I think you will regret it actually. Just try for the scholarship. You never know, you know, like you might get accepted. Yes. Like for me, I never thought I would get accepted, so yes. Okay, next. Annie says, I meant grading system is out of 20. I think you will have to check with your local Korean embassy, because they are more aware of your current education system. I cannot say it for sure because I'm not from your country. I can give you a definite answer. It is always best to check with your Korean embassy, drop them a call, or send them an email. Yes. Okay, moving on. Which universities are best for graphic design?
디자인?
이화? 홍익? 홍대?
이화요. 홍익대가 디자인, 아트 디자인 홍익대가 한국 최고.
Okay, so coming from a local Korean, he says that if you are hoping to pursue something related to like the arts, visual arts,
art, drawing,
like drawing, design, carving, Hongik University is one of the best in Korea. So if you are interested in like the design area, you can check out Hongik University. We have a friend who graduated from Hongik University as well, right? Yeah, and he's doing like his own business with like stuff. Okay, so moving on. Miss Michael, am I pronouncing your name right? I'm so sorry if I'm doing this wrong, but Michael says, should I notarize all my optional documents, certificates, awards? Awards not necessary, but certificates also not necessary. You should usually like notarize your certificate of graduation, grade transcripts, like all those that would like make sure that your grades are official, you know, and all that stuff. And moving on, I hope that answered your question. Is Pukyong University good for physics?
부경대는 부산에 있는 거냐고 물어봐.
무슨 말이야?
부산에 있는.
Are you talking about the Pukyong University in Busan? Mizinix, I hope. If you're talking about the one in Busan, let me know. Ratnamalla says MBPS PG is also have scholarship in KGSP. What do you mean? I'm sorry, I didn't really understand your question. Ah, Busan, yes. I'm sorry, can you repeat your question again, Ratnamalla? Okay, let my assistant do some research, okay? Jamie asks, I want to ask about food in Korea. Can you give me tips on how to avoid drinking and food that contain pig or meat? I believe it is hard to find food with no pig-based products. Jamie, are you Muslim? If you are Muslim, I think in recent years, Korea has actually been opening a lot of halal food restaurants, and actually I would say to be really safe, it is always best to cook in Korea, because for me, as I've mentioned in my previous Q&A which got deleted, living expenses in Korea can be quite expensive, especially eating out all the time is really quite expensive. So what I do is I do cook at home, and if you are Muslim and if you are worried about halal food, I would say you can try to cook at home yourself. They have a lot of seafood options here. If you're hoping to get poultry like meat and you're hoping to get like the halal sign, you can always check online. There are quite a lot of suppliers that supply halal meat nowadays, and it shows that Korea is also, you know, accepting more different cultures. So don't worry about it. If you would like me to do a more in-depth or like just like a live chat session with you guys about living in Korea, I can make a separate Q&A, so stay tuned. Okay, move into next. Lotus Moonlight asks, what is the minimum GPA required to get into SNU for computer science and engineering major? I can't say for sure, because in SNU they don't say like, oh, you need to be a specific GPA to enter our school, you know. So what we do, I think, is obviously you need to have pretty good grades, because SNU is it's like the top university in Korea. So I think instead of I think you can email the school if you to ask. SNU, Seoul National University, has a Office of International Affairs, so you can always drop them an email. They are really nice and they use English as well, so don't worry if your Korean is not that great. They will be great. They will be more than willing to answer your doubts. Yes, moving on.
부경대.
Yeah.
부경대가 부산에서는 두 번째. 부산대 다음 부경대.
Okay, so
한국 전체 대학교 400개 중에 그 중에 30등 안에 안 들어.
Okay. So for Musinix, he or she was curious about Pugyong University in Busan. So Pugyong University is the second university after Busan National University in terms of ranking. But in terms of like Korea's universities in general, there's like 400 universities in Korea. It is below like 50 rank. It is not within the first 30 universities in Korea. Yes, I hope that answered your question. Okay, moving on. Jamie asks, my second question is about homesickness and struggles that face in Korea. How do you deal with those sensations? Okay, I don't want to get into deep conversations here because this is a live KGSP Q&A. I'm going to share more in another live with you guys, probably like just a sit down with me, chit chat kind of thing, eat with me and stuff like that. But to be fair, homesickness is something that's really inevitable, I would say, studying abroad alone here, and because of coronavirus now, it is really tough, because I was actually supposed to go back to Singapore during my semester break, this past semester break, before this new semester, and I wasn't able to do so, and it was difficult for me, especially because I'm really close with my family. But I just I diverted my attention to making YouTube videos for you guys, and talking to you guys via live Q&A, like live streaming is a way that I am using to cure my homesickness, because I'm making new friends from all over the world, which is something that I've never thought would be possible. So thank you, and thank you to all of you, to the 27 of you guys who are watching, and to those of you who subscribed to my channel. Of course, it is something that I've never thought. Thanks to you guys, I've reached like 500, yes. So moving on, I'll talk more about it, okay? Check me if you are interested next time. What universities would you recommend for Korean Studies translation? Okay, Muffin, I think you have a very similar interest with same as me. So I was really interested in Korean Studies translation. For translation in Korea, for KGSP, they didn't have much universities that offered that. What I know is that they have 외대 University. 외대 맞나? 이름이? 한국 외대.
한국 교육?
아니, translation. 번역.
한국 외대.
한국 외대, they had it, but I didn't apply for my major in translation because they told me that I couldn't be of topic level 6 or something like that. It's quite complicated, so I didn't do translation after all. And 중앙대 as well. But you have to check, because when I wanted to apply for 중앙대 and 외대 for my translation major, there were a lot of issues, because they said that I had to be like topic level, like I don't know, like I have to go through language program, and if I'm a topic level 6, it's too high, I don't know, and it was really complicated. So I decided to take the Korean Studies route. So Korean Studies, SNU GSIS offers Korean Studies, so that is the school that I'm in right now. I know Korea University have Korean Studies as well. Yonsei universities have Korean Studies. So when I applied for my KGSP, my 3 choices were SNU, 난 어디 신청이지? SNU, Yonsei, 소강. 소강은? So these were the 3. If you're interested in Korean Studies, these were my 3 options: 소강대, SNU, Seoul National University, and Yonsei. So these 3, okay? So I hope that answered your question, the Muffin. How is Ewha? Ewha is good as well. They have a lot of diverse school courses. So Ewha is quite a good school as well, and I have a lot. It is, because it's a women's university, it is, there's quite a strong pride there as well. So if you're interested, you can go check that out. I hope that answered your question. Moving on. Marcel asked, if certificates are in English and original copy, no need to notarize, right? Yes, if it's an original copy and it's in English, I think you don't have to notarize, but if you're afraid, check with your embassy. It's always good to check with the embassy. Additionally, for optional certificates such as recognized TIES results not related to language will yes, I think it should be sufficient, but as I've mentioned, check with the embassy, because it's always better to be more sure rather than you to like panicking in the very last minute, like what I did, yes. So 물 좀 줘. So Super Light also mentioned, oh, we have a new friend, Super Light, hi. So I read that the GKS guidelines and noticed that a note that says that all documents submitted to NIED will not be returned. Yes, it is not going to be returned to you. All documents, you will just have to say bye to them. Okay, so that's why I said don't submit your original, like one and only copy. Get like a notarized copy because you will not get them back. My question is, what about the original attestations? And if I not pass around, yeah, you will not get back any of like your documents. So please, please, please don't submit any documents that you only have one copy of. Okay. Ratnamala asked, do medical students have scholarship for their PG courses? From what I know, I don't think so. Medical students, I've not really met someone who has like KGSP scholarship and is a medical student. So I have to check for that. And if you are curious, you can always check with your embassy as well. Yes. So moving on, Chaymei, yes, I'm Muslim. Thank you for clearing my doubt on that. You're welcome. Any university references for international relations major? Oh, so if you are interested in doing a major in international relations, SNU GSIS has that major as well. I have a lot of friends who are majoring in international relations, international cooperation, and a lot of their courses are actually in English. So if you're worried that you can't deal with the Korean like workload, you can always sign up for GSIS SNU. I hope that answered your question, Hillary. Oh, I will tune in for living in Korea live. Yes, I'm hoping to do more live, not just KGSP. I'm going to be talking about me living in Korea, your questions, how much expenses here in Korea, living in Korea, how to get a house in Korea, dormitories. So yes. Oh, okay. Shimra Kumar asked to explain Ratmala question once again. Okay, so she asked, Ratnamala asked, do medical students have scholarship for their PG courses? I'm not sure what PG courses mean. Can you explain that further? But for medical students, I think KGSP might not necessarily have that scholarship for medical students, because in my experience, I've not met a student who is from the medical major. You can always check with the school email their international postgraduate. Great. You mean like doctorate, right? Okay, because I'm in masters, I'm not at the doctorate grade, like the level yet. I know KGSP do have doctorate scholarships. So KGSP has like undergraduate, graduate, and doctorate. So you can always check. I'm not sure because I've not like checked for application for postgraduate. You can always check with the Korean embassy, and they have like the application for postgraduate is around the same time as graduate students, so you can go check it out. It's around February. Application opens up in February, so go check it out. If they don't have like a scholarship, you can always check with the school, because there's always a different route. As I've mentioned, Korea universities love international students, so they have a lot of scholarships to aid international students to come and study in Korea. Yes. So Hillary says, thank you, your videos are really helpful. You're welcome. I'm so glad that it's of some use. Hachiro says, what sources did you use before writing your personal statement and study plan? How long did you take to write them? I didn't use sources actually. My personal statement came from my own experiences, as I mentioned in my second video. I wrote a lot of personal statement is like an introduction of yourself and how the interview panel will be able to get to know you, because the person is going to like read your application and it's going to be your first impression, which is why I made that separate video. Go check it out, and remember to like that video, like this Q&A as well. Okay. I just wrote about my personal experiences, my personal passion, why I really wanted to study in Korea, how I came to get to know about Korea, how I got to have a passion for Korean. So it is about my personal experience. I didn't take long to write my personal statement because it is just my story. So I just shared my story. It was rather quick. But for my study plan, as I mentioned, I wrote quite short because I didn't know what to include. But my friend Matthew, he wrote really like a lot. He said he filled to the brim about the study plan. So I would say start in advance. It's always better to start beforehand, and I hope that my videos have been really useful. Always prepare beforehand, and once the application starts, you can always just jump straight to it. You get what I mean? Yeah. So yes, moving on. Lotus Moon, like, do we need to write our university choices in? Yes, you have to write in the order of your preference. So you have to write choice 1, number 1, number 2, number 3. Yes. Next, Claudia T asks, hi sis, I like to ask about recommendation letter. Both letters should be written by previous supervisor and the dean of my major, or should it be written by my major in the office? So in my first video about how to apply for KGSP, which is the very first video that you need to watch, I explained saying that how I explained about my recommendation letter. You can go watch that, Claudia. Because I was still in my undergraduate final semester, I made sure that I got my professors write it. So I got my major professor write it and my Korean teacher write it. So I have 2. So yes, I hope that helps. Next, Araf asked, do we have to submit an original citizenship proof? Yes, I submitted my passport copy because it writes your citizenship, and or you can you can submit your birth certificate as well. Yes, so bear in mind, so you can use that. I hope that answered your question, Araf, and you're welcome, Claudia. I hope that helped. Go check out the first video for more details. And Elsie say, hey, a fellow Singaporean here, hi. Just want to clarify, if I were to submit my O-level diploma cert, can I photocopy or do I have to get my school's official stamp? Apologies if you had already explained it. Don't worry, you don't have to like say sorry, because this is the whole purpose of this Q&A is to answer your question. I don't mind repeating myself, although I'm hoping to save this live for you guys. So just want to clarify if okay, if you are going to submit your O-level certificate, if you are going to be photocopying it, you will need to get it notarized. Not just your school official stamp, you need to go to like a law firm to get it notarized, and then go back to the Korean embassy to make sure that they recognize that notarization. So and because from what I know, being a Singaporean, I think we can only get one graduation certificate, and that is the one that you have to keep, right? So I would suggest you to photocopy it and get it notarized, and then submit to the Korean embassy for them to check the notarization. And yes, I hope that helps. Next, Shiva Kumar asked, if we complete the topic, do we need to do a 1-year language course? So if you have the topic, which is the Korean language test, proficiency test, if you get like a proficiency level of, I think, topic 4, 5, or 6, you can be exempted from the Korean language program. But if you are not, then you would have to go through that 1-year language program. So I hope I answered your questions, Siva Kumar. So next, Music Next asks, what if we get a topic score of 5 or 6 in the first 6 months of our language course? Can we continue to learn the language to get a good hold of it? I mean, does NIED allow that? From what I know, if you get a topic 5 or 6 in the first 6 months, they will probably send you to start your education straight away. Because obviously, for you to continue studying Korean is a financial burden on the government, right? Because it's using up resources. So I think the government, once you get like a 5 or like a 6, they will push you to go for and start your study straight away. So I hope that answered your question, Musinix. Okay. Next, Apinav Ayush asked, can you please show how to search for professor on university website for university track? What do you mean by searching for a professor? Because if you are going to be applying for the university track, you can always just submit your documents to the international office from the school. Yeah. Next, Hachiru asks, how is the one Korean language course, the course and all of it booked schedule? Hachiru, what do you mean? Like, are you asking me like what is the Korean 1-year language Korean program like? Like, what do they do? What courses are they doing? If you're asking that, I did not personally go through that 1-year language program. My friend Matthew did, and hearing from his experience, what they do is they just have like a very intensive Korean language course. So they make sure that they go through like the basics. So they do language, Korean language classes every single day. They have exams as well. Then they do prepare like the students for the topic basically. So they have materials given to them by the school. So yes, I hope that answers your question. Next, by A Chan Phil, do we need to submit a photocopy of non-academic certificates? I'm sorry if I'm drinking water because I've been talking straight for about 2 hours, so I'm getting a bit of sore throat. I'm sorry. Bear with me if I'm drinking water like in time to time. Okay, so H1, so if you have non-academic certificates, I suggest you to submit them as well. I submitted my non-academic certificates as well because at the end of the application, you will need to submit like a proof of your certificates, because in the beginning part of the application, you will have like a box to say like what kind of awards that you receive. So that is when you will type down all the awards, and in the final part of your submission, then you would have to, how do I say it? You have to submit it. So if it's non-academic achievements, I think you wouldn't have to like notarize it, but it is best for you to submit a copy of it from your non-academic certificate. Yes, I hope that answered your question. Araf also asked, is English proficiency course necessary? So as I mentioned, if you are from an English speaking country, you wouldn't have to show your English proficiency. But if you are from a non-English speaking country, I think they will need you to show your English proficiency. So Korea would have like TOEFL or like IELTS. So go check with your Korean embassy if you need them. Okay, next, Shiva Kuma asks, Joe, I really like all your videos. Those comments is from me. I'm watching your live video from both my mom and dad phone. Thank you for watching from so many. It means a lot. Please remember to thumbs up this Q&A because it means a lot, and it tells me that I am doing something right, although there's not a lot of people who are watching. So your thumbs up, your subscribe means a lot to me as well. Next, thank you so much from A-chan. You're really you're welcome. I hope it helps. Next, from Abhinav, I came to know that we have to contact university professors through emails in university track information. I'm wrong, kindly explain the university track procedure once. Okay, so if you're applying through the university track, I'm not that sure, but if you want to find out the professor's emails, you can always search, Google it. So for SNU, if you're interested in Seoul National University, you can always just search, like for example GSIS, they will have like a list of professors and they have their emails noted, so you can always write it down there. If you can't find the website, you can always send an email to their international office. And international office is like they have employees who are really fluent in English, which is really good if you are worried that your Korean would not be sufficient to help you get your point across. So go check that out. I hope that helped. Abhinav. So yes. And for Elsie, my fellow, I think you're Singaporean, right? Thank you for your answer, but I am still a little confused. Do I have to submit both my secondary school grad certificate and O-level for my English and Mandarin proficiency, equivalent to Korea's high school? So are you in Polytechnic right now? So if you are in Polytechnic, yes, you would have to submit, or let me think. I think I didn't submit my O-level certificate. I just submitted my my university degree, my grade transcript. So if you are applying for the graduate, undergraduate degree scholarship, then I would say you would have to submit your O-level and maybe your secondary school grade as well. But I think best is for you to check with our Korean embassy in Singapore, because they would give you more accurate information, because I applied for the graduate degree. So if you're applying for the undergraduate degree, I'm afraid my information might be wrong, so I'm really sorry if it's wrong. So always check with the Korean embassy. So you can drop them a call or email them. I actually contacted the Korean embassy quite a lot of time actually, so they are really nice. So feel free to contact them, and yes, I hope that helps. I'm really sorry if it didn't. Oh, okay. Elsie said that you are applying for the undergraduate program. Yes. So if you're applying for the undergraduate program, I think they might need you to like show your secondary O-level certificate, diploma. So check with the Korean embassy. Don't worry about our Korean embassy. Singapore's Korean embassy is really nice. So from my experience. So yeah. Hillary says, how about course certificate, like courses that I take from Coursera, can I include it too? Yes, if you have taken like extra classes, feel free to just write it in, add it in. As long as you, I always say, the more the better. But obviously don't like dig out from like primary school and all that stuff, you get what I mean? So try to include as much as you can. Yes. Elsie says, thank you for your answers. It definitely helped a lot. I'll check with the embassy. Hope you're safe and well in Korea. You're welcome. I hope I have been of some help. Yes, check with the embassy, and if you need more help, feel free to contact me. I will be carrying out more live Q&A session about KGSP, so don't worry. Or you can just drop your questions in any of my KGSP videos. I always check my comments because all of your comments are really valuable to me. So just leave your comments and I'll do my very best in replying to them. Okay, so next, moving on. Park Tae-hyun. Oh, are you Korean? Park Tae-hyun? Have you seen any case of masters? Oh yes, okay. Hak Tae-hyun asked, have you seen any case of major of your master's degree being different from your bachelor's degree? I am that case, okay? I am that example. So a lot of people might be like wondering, oh, my major for my bachelor's is going to be different from what I want to study for my master's degree. Is that going to be an issue? So I was one of them. I was like always wondering if that's going to be possible, but I am one successful case. So my bachelor's degree was in linguistics and multilingual studies. So it is completely out of context from Korean studies, from what I'm doing now, right? So don't worry, it really doesn't matter. As long as you show in your application why you want to pursue this master's degree, I'm sure it will be fine. Just show that you have done your research, show how passionate you are about it. So yeah, I hope that helps. I hope that answers your question, Taehyun. And Hachiro asked, do you know which one is better in terms of computer science major? Kongguk National University, Busan National University, Bukyong National University. Which one of them would you recommend me?
경북대, 부산대 좋아. 부경대는 잘.
뭐라고 다시? 경북대, 부산대. 경북대 대구 1등. 부산대 1등.
부경대 대구 1등. 세 개 다 나쁘지 않아.
Okay.
근데 왜 굳이 지방 가려고 해? 물어봐.
Okay, so from my assistant, who is a Korean, for Hachiro, your question, if you are looking in terms of computer science major, Gyeongbukdae is a good university because it's the #1 university in Daegu. And if you are looking at Busan National University, it is a really good it's a really good university as well because it's the #1 university in Busan. And as for Bukyong National University, it is the second best university in Busan. But if I would recommend like all of the universities, but if I would just ask you the question if you are just hoping to study in like these provinces, or if you have any hopes of coming to Seoul, because in Seoul there are a lot of other universities as well that you can choose from. Okay, moving on. Music says it's too late now. Please take a rest. You can contact whenever you get time. Don't worry. I am usually quite a late sleeper, and you guys are so valuable to me that I really don't mind sacrificing my sleep. And tomorrow is a Saturday, so yeah, you guys are really valuable to me. I hope you guys know that, and you guys mean a lot. I know that 500 subscribers might be a really small deal, and 21 people watching my live might be a small deal, but to me it means a lot. Like, you guys will never know how much you guys mean to me. So thank you so much for your support. And next, I would for now just throw all of your questions. Okay, I will do as much as I can. So Taeyeon says thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. Achan says, I'm a little bit confused. Do we need to write our course certificate in the award section? Do we need to only submit a photocopy? Please kindly explain to me. I'm really confused. I understand how confused you can be. I've been there. I know how you guys feel, all of you guys, how I've been there. So let's take this slow, okay? So do we need to write our course certificates in the award section? Yes, I think it is best for you to write down all of the certificates that you're going to be attaching at the last page of your application. Just write down all kind of certificates and awards that you have achieved, A-chan. So don't worry, just write down as much as you can. Don't think about, don't like think that, oh, they might think that I'm bragging, I'm trying to show like I'm the best, you know. Don't think about that. Just write down whatever you can. Okay, next, moving on. Hachiro asked, when will you make another live video? I'm actually hoping to do live videos more frequently, because I find that talking to you guys is actually a lot more fun compared to me like filming to a camera. You get what I mean? I feel like talking and connecting to you guys means a lot, and it helps me like get less homesick. You get what I mean? So I'm going to be hoping to do a live session, a live Q&A, KGSP related or non-KGSP related every week, probably once every week or twice every week. I'm trying to think of like a specific time that can help me meet all of the time zones, and probably do like maybe staggering, like one day of the week is in a specific time zone and one is in another specific time. So I wouldn't want to take up like a sleeping time, you know. So stay tuned to my channel art. Okay, I will leave like live every like Tuesday or Wednesday. Okay, and Super Light says, is the attestation submitted must be in English or Korean, or can it be in another language? If you're talking, what kind of attestations are you talking about? If you're talking about like your certificates, then I would say that English or Korean is the desired language. So I think that they have stated in the application that you would have to be in either English or Korean, and if it's in another language, you would have to translate it and then get it notarized. I hope that answers your question, Super Light. I know Najiha says, thank you so much, you're welcome. And you said that if I'm 18, can I apply for undergraduate? Yes, as long as you have graduated from high school or like your diploma, I would say that you can apply for your undergraduate, because don't worry, as long as you graduate, you have your certificates, you can always apply. Hachiro says, I will apply through university track. That is why I wanted to know about. Oh, okay. So if you are applying through university track, yes, you would have to know all these regional universities. As I've mentioned, Gyeongbuk-dae is #1 in Daegu, like the Daegu province, and for Busan-dae is #1 in the Busan province. And as for what's the other one? Pukgyong is the #2 in Busan. So if you're hoping to go to regional universities in these two areas, you can consider Gyeongbuk-dae and Busan-dae, because they are like the top universities in these regions. I hope that helped, Hachiro. So next, will internship certificate help me? Yes, of course. Any Prachi, any kind of like internship or like any certificates will be of value to your scholarship. So just include wherever you can, and because I think the scholarship panel will be able to get to know you better as well, what you did before you applied for the scholarship, and whether your experiences might help you study in Korea. So try to include that as well. Okay. Asian says, thank you so much, your answers really helped me. You're welcome. I'm really glad to be of some help. And Prachi says, I'm applying for undergraduate. Yes, so try to include your internship certificate, your working experiences, because they will be of some help as well. I'm sorry if I'm speaking real quick, because I'm hoping to not take up so much of your time. And I think like a lot of you guys might be like in the night time, so I don't want to take up your sleeping time as well. I hope I'm not speaking too fast, okay? Araf says, is English proficiency course necessary? I would say, as I mentioned, it is not really necessary. It is necessary if you're from a non-English speaking country. As I mentioned, if you're from an English speaking country and your education system is in English, you wouldn't have to prove your English proficiency, right? So you just have to show your grades, but if you're from a non-English speaking proficient country, you would have to show your English proficiency. So I hope that answer your question, Araf. And Music said, I don't know if you remember or not, but I already said, and I'm still going to say that you're going to be really popular soon because you're so humble and down to earth. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. It is always such lovely comments that keep me going. You know, people always like, you know, it's easy to like get like defeated when you see that, oh, you know, your subscribers are not that big, you know, but I am still very thankful for all of you. So yes, thank you for subscribing, for coming to my life. You guys mean a lot to me. And Super Light said, thank you kindly, you're welcome. I know Najiha say, for the interview, do we need to speak in Korean? I made a separate video. I know if you are interested, I made a separate video on KGSP interview, how you need to prepare for the interview, how you need to speak and how to carry yourself, and whether you need to speak in Korean or not, or English. So go check that video out. What I can say is that you do not necessarily have to speak in Korean. Usually if you are doing your interview in your Korean embassy, you would be able to speak in English or like the language that the interview panel are comfortable with. So what I did was I spoke in English because I said that although my Korean is good, I'm really nervous. So I believe that speaking in English can help me get my point across better. Yeah. So, you know, you just have to be smart about it. I hope that answered your question. I know. So Yazina says that I have a question. When you are choosing universities, you have to choose between type A or type B, or it can be just type A in the embassy track. Thank you so much for your hard work. Greetings from Mexico. Hi, Yazina, can you tell me what time is it in Mexico right now? I hope it is not too late. I hope I'm not taking up your sleeping time. Oh my God. Oh, really? Okay. I think the regulations have changed for KGSP now. When I applied for my KGSP in 2019, I didn't have this type B, type A kind of thing. I just did choose like the universities that I really wanted to go to. But if I'm not wrong, they are hoping to make sure that there is a balance in like the students going to the universities. So I think you would have to choose between two. So if like you have three choices, right? I think you have to have at least one from A, one from B, and then the last one you can like either one. So I hope that answers your questions, Yasina. Prachi says, thank you so much, you're welcome. Okay, Kiruba, I only have school level certificate in sports. Will those certificate help me? Yes, I think any kind of certificate will help. It is really important. I always emphasize that it is always important to show that you are an all-rounder. You get what I mean? That you are not just a study kind of person, and you have like hobbies, you have like other talents as well, you have other strengths that make you a better person and not just all about studying. You get what I mean? So don't think that a certificate in sports means nothing. I think it is it's an achievement that you achieved, and something really remarkable and something that you should be commended for. So just include it, and I think it is going to be really useful. I hope that helps, Kiruba. Okay, next. Hillary says, thank you. It will be so helpful if you do live regularly. By the way, you have 2 more university references for international relation major other than SNU, because I will apply via the embassy track. From what I know, Hillary, oh, by the way, yes, I'm gonna try to do live sessions more regularly, so stay tuned. For international relations major, I would say beside SNU, you can always check out Yonsei and Korea University. So they have GSIS in these schools, which means that they have a lot of courses in English for if you are worried about Korean. But if you are confident in Korean, then I would say that there are a lot of other universities like Ewha or like Songyungwan actually, who actually have a lot of such courses as well, majors. So I hope that helped, Hillary. As for Ainu asked, what courses am I taking? So I'm doing Korean studies as my master's degree now. So in Seoul National University. So I hope that helped. So I have no more questions here on my live. Okay, I have one more. Hi, Miss Eunice. I received a full scholarship from my country's government that included everything till high school in both, but I didn't accept it. I don't have privilege. What should I do? So you received a full scholarship, but you did not accept it. So are you under the scholarship? Did you take that scholarship? Because I think if you didn't like accept the scholarship, you wouldn't have to show that to the KGSP scholarship. I think it is only if you have accepted the scholarship, then you would have to show a proof. So you don't have to worry too much about that. But if you are hoping to just show like the KGSP people that you have been doing really well in your studies and you have been awarded your like scholarship, similar scholarship, I think you can always someone told me to make a document on my own and sign it and add it into the award section. Should I do that? I think what you can do is that instead of making a document, you know, like in the application there is like a section where you can write down the awards, right? So you can maybe write it in the very last part. So like number 1, number 2, number 3. So write it down in the really last part and state that you were an candidate for this particular scholarship, and then you maybe bracket it and say that you did not accept it, however. But I would say that to check with your Korean embassy, give them a call and say that and ask if it would be alright for you to, you know, write it down. And if, for example, if they require like a certification or like a proof, then maybe you have to call like your government official and just ask them to give you a letter to certify that yes, you have been like awarded that scholarship. It's just that you didn't accept it. What do you mean by no, I didn't? Oh, you didn't accept the scholarship, right? Yeah. So as I mentioned, you can just write down under the award section number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, right? And get it like write it down at the bottom, the really last part, and say like maybe number 20. I was awarded this government scholarship bracket, but I didn't accept it. But as I said, check with your Korean embassy to be really, really sure. Okay. Cuba asks, can we do topic from our own country? I think for each country you should have the topic test regularly. So in Singapore we had like the topic test like every 6 months, I think, and we have to sign up and pay for it. So if you want to be sure about the exact dates, Cuba, check with your Korean embassy, because they are probably the ones who will be organizing the topic test and anything that is related to Korea. So I hope that helps, Cuba. Hachiro says, thanks a lot for your effort in making a live. My pleasure. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here today, I must say. Like 530 subscribers, you know, it's always thanks to you guys. So I'm hoping to be of some help to all of you. And as I mentioned, I'm really sorry that my answers are not the best, and I can't like provide a specific answer to all of you, but I'm doing my best, and I hope that it will still be of some help. So yes. Hachiro asked, how long does it take to get topic level 3? So okay, so topic level 3, oh yes, I knew you have to pay to sit for the topic exam. I'm not sure how much is it. For me, I had to pay. Hachiro, going back to your question, topic level, my friend Matthew, he did not have any background in Korean before he went for like 1 year language program, but he managed to get topic level 3 after that 1 year of studying. So I think as long as you work hard, as long as you study hard, I think 1 year it should be fine. If you study really, really, really hard, I think 6 months is even possible. So don't doubt yourself, you will do well. Okay. Next, Hillary, do all documents have to be legalized by the notary public, or can I just legalize it in the relevant agencies? For example, my high school diploma, can I just legalize it in school? Okay, I emphasized it quite a lot, Hillary. you would have to get it notarized. It is always to be safe, because I actually wasn't able to get my stuff notarized and I was panicking in the really last moment of submission before application closed. So besides getting it legalized in school, you will need to get it done at a notary public and then going back to your embassy to make sure that they recognize this notarization. I hope that helped. And I know Nigel said, is it affordable for the topic test? From my experience, it's rather affordable. It's not that expensive. It's like less than $100. I think it's maybe like $50. Yeah, I think mine was like around $50. I'm not sure about your respective country. If you are curious, go and check with your Korean embassy, because they will give you a proper explanation. Cuba says, sorry Joy, I really want to see your live full, but I'm really hungry. Keep rocking, you're awesome. We always support you. Love from India. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for like watching my live all the way from India. I will be doing more live regularly, so I hope you guys can join. And go and eat, don't starve, okay? And go and like eat, sleep, whatever. I'll try to keep my live up, I hope, because now currently the live is currently at like 145 minutes. I hope I can keep like the whole live stream up for you guys to watch. So yes, so Hillary say thanks for asking, you're welcome. So yeah, so I am done answering the question. I'm doing a last call for any final questions. Okay, so leave me any questions about KGSP. You can leave me questions about living in Korea, studying in Korea, and or like basically how to study, how to prepare, how to study Korean. And since I have 20 of you guys here, I before I end this live Q&A, I just hope that this has been useful. Please give this a thumbs up. Oh, okay, so Jamie has a final question. Okay. Don't worry, don't think of that as a final question, just keep it coming. I'll just answer them. So Jamie says, I want you to ask about the interview through the embassy. What are some points that we need to focus on when interview, and how much time do we have to respect in any question, any tips? Okay, hey Jamie. So I actually made a latest video about the KGSP interview. So it was a really detailed video. I talked about how, like, the moment you enter, how you should do, what you should wear, how you should greet the interviewers, what kind of questions you'll be asked, the exact questions that I've been asked and my friends that got the KGSP scholarship, and what are the questions that they received. So I actually made a really detailed interview video there. So go and check it out there. And if you after watching that video, and if you have more questions, I will be back with another Q&A. So you can always ask me there, or you can always ask me under like the comment section for that video. I will reply to the comment. I always check my comment section, okay? So all of your comments are really valuable to me, so I make sure I reply to all of them. Okay, so Jamie, did that help? I hope that helped. The muffin, are there any tips you have for packing on the airplane? So, you know, like after you get the scholarship, you are trying to move your life here to Korea, right? So a few tips for you guys. So KGSP scholarship will be providing you with your air ticket to fly to Korea, right? So for me, I was able to get my, what is it called? I got my flight via Singapore Airlines. So there was like a maximum like 30 kg, which means that it was quite little for me to move my entire life over. So I just had to make sure I do with like the minimum, like clothes, just a few, and come here and buy the rest. And maybe like pack more food, you know, like a local food. I hope that helps. The muffin. I will do like a more like chill chit chat session, because I hope I'm not wasting too much of like the rest other people's time. I know, say I'm confused. We will learn Korean language in our own Korean. No, you will learn Korean language in the Korean language school here in Korea if you're awarded the KGSP scholarship. So I know, I hope that that helps. A97DA 어느 사람이에요? 저는, 안녕하세요. 저는 싱가포르에서 왔고요. 저는 지금 싱가포르 사람이지만 저는 지금 한국에서 그 석사 공부하고 있습니다. 저는 지금 서울대 대학원에서 한국학을 전공하고 있습니다. 만나서 반갑습니다. sorry, a little of Korean question there. Jamie says, I will make sure to check the video up. Thanks for helping us out and giving us an insight on everything. You're welcome. You're really, really welcome. I hope that video helps. If you have any more questions, leave it in the comment section of the video and I will always check it out. Don't worry. Okay, and for Wigna says, thank you so much for the answers. You're welcome. I hope it is not too late in Indonesia. I really want to visit Indonesia someday. So, and I want to learn Bahasa Indonesian. I will make sure I do that. Hillary S asked, I think this year they don't do the interview round. Okay, today, I think this year is quite tricky because of coronavirus. And I think it is something that we have to think about. We have to check with the Korean embassy because I myself here in Korea is actually quite difficult. We are actually receiving quite a lot of like ups and downs because of the coronavirus. So check with your Korean embassy. They might do it through Zoom, like any online website. So check it out. Okay, moving on. Cuba asks, do all universities have their own? No, we go to school in your home clothes because it's free and easy. There's no like regulations. You are free to wear what you want. So don't worry about that. And your Korean is so good. Oh, thank you. I actually made a video on like my first 2 video on how I actually learned Korean on my own when I was 9, and I think it'll be useful for those of you who are interested in studying Korean as well, because I did it like the typical K-pop fan way. I shared my experiences there, so go check out that video. 897D에 저도 석사 과정에 대해서 관심이 많은데 KGSP 프로그램에 어떻게 참여하면 되는지 물어봐야 될까요? 전 토픽 4급 취득했는데 내년 석사 과정으로 공부할 예정인데요. 안녕하세요. 혹시 국적 어떻게 되시는지 한번 여쭤봐도 될까요? 혹시 한국 분이세요? 그 한국 분이시면 그 좀 어려울 수도 있어요. 왜냐면 국적이 따라서 그 외국인들 위한 카자흐스탄. Okay, I have some like people that I know from Kazakhstan as well. 그럼 한국어 더 편하세요? 아니면 영어도 괜찮을까요? Sorry guys, bear with me because I have a Korean comment, so I'm trying to get that to best. I will sum what I said in English, okay, to help you guys. 카자흐스탄, 그럼 사실 제 친구들 몇 명 중에 오케이 한국어로 할게요. 그 만약에 석사를 관심을 좀 있으시면 사실 그 KGSP라는 것은 그 한국 정부 초청에서 받는 그런 장학금이거든요. 그래서 그 나라마다 장학금 있어요. 근데 그 카자흐스탄 있는지 없는지 잘 모르겠지만 만약에 그 정확히 알고 싶으시면 한번 그 카자흐스탄에 있는 한국 대사관에서 한번 연락해 주시고 좀 더 확신이 될 거예요. 왜냐면 지금 코로나 때문에 좀 상황 좀 애매해졌는데 만약에 그 석사 하고 싶다 이렇게 하면은 KGSP라는 장학금이 되게 좋은 거예요. 해당된다고. 그럼 할 수 있는 거죠? 그쵸? 애시스터님?
뭐요?
그 카자흐스탄 해당이 된다고.
전 세계 다 있어.
그치. 전 세계 다 있다고 하던데요. 그래서 그 KGSP 어떻게 참여하냐면 그 대사관에서 그 서류들을 다 다운 받으시면 거기 작성해 주시고 나중에 그 애플리케이션 제출해 주시면 돼요. 한국 대사관 가서 인쇄해가지고 다 인쇄해서 정리하면서 그 대사관 가서 제출해 주시면 됩니다. 이해하셨나요? 만약에 더 궁금하시면 제가 그 채널에서 사실 그 KGSP에 대한 그런 영상들 쫙 만들었거든요. 지금 1화, 2화, 3화까지 있어요. 1화에서 제가 KGSP 도대체 어떻게 신청해야 되는지, 예를 들면 그 서류들이 어떻게 정리해야 되는지 1, 2, 4, 3 그런 체크리스트 있거든요. 거기서 다 하나씩 되게 자세히 설명했기 때문에 먼저 그 첫 번째 영상 보시고, 만약에 두 번째 영상 그 좀 더 관심 있으시면, 예를 들면 그 personal statement이나 study plan, 그리고 미래에 대한 그런 계획을 어떻게 작성해야 되는지 궁금하시면 그치. 아니요, 감사합니다. 제가 어릴 때부터 혼자 한국어를 배우기 때문에, 그래서 두 번째 영상에서 제가 좀 더 자세히 personal statement이나 다들 어떻게 작성해야 되는지 다 설명했거든요. 그리고 세 번째 영상에서 제가 그 인터뷰 할 때 어떻게 해야 되는지 다 다 얘기했거든요. 그리고 그 자막에 다 한국어 자막이 있으니까, 만약에 한국어를 더 편하시면 제가 영어를 말하지만 그 한국어 자막 보시면 될 것 같습니다. 그 한국어 자막을 한국인으로 작성했기 때문에 그 되게 정확할 거예요. 그리고 만약에 질문 있으면 그 거기 있는 그 영상 밑에 그 댓글 있잖아요. 그냥 남겨주시면 제가 무조건 답변해 드리겠습니다. 네, 제가 항상 댓글 확인하거든요. 그리고 이런 라이브 세션도 많이 저는 6급 받았어요. 엄청 잘하는 편이 아니에요. 저는 네 그 6급 받았지만 아직 많이 배우고 있습니다. 저도 그 미래에 좀 더 많이 라이브 할 예정이기 때문에, 그 만약에 그 이런 그 KGSP 아니면 한국에서 생활하는 게, 아니면 KGSP뿐만 아니라 그런 그 장학금 만약에 관심 같은 거 있으면, 아니면 질문 같은 거 있으시면 그 이미 미리 작성해가지고 나중에 제가 그 라이브 킬 때 거기서 달아주시면 제가 바로 답변해드리겠습니다. 도움이 되셨나요? 도움이 되는지 잘 모르겠지만 도움이 되셨으면 좋겠습니다. 네. So basically, to sum up, what I was explaining is that she, 회잉 안녕하세요. 제 친구입니다, 여러분. So basically, I have a friend. I have a friend who actually got the KGSP as well. She's here. 회잉아, share your experience as a KGSP scholar. You are in Busan University now, right? There's a lot of friends who are hoping to go to Busan University actually. You're in Busan National University, right? 오케이, 알았어. 나중에 하자, 같이, 오케이? 빨리 자. 피곤하지. Okay, go. Go sleep. Go. Next time maybe we can do like a live together, and then you can help me answer questions, because there's a lot of friends who are like curious about Busan. Bye. Good night. Okay, so going back to the questions, what I was explaining in Korean just now is that I had she was trying to know about like KGSP, so I just referred her to how do I say it? I just referred her to my previous videos, so I just explained the whole KGSP summary. Okay, next, moving on. Geraldine says that, hi, I'm from the Philippines, but I really can't understand the part where there you have to put the years and semester. Is it required to put all the 6 years in high school? I guess you are applying for the undergraduate scholarship, right? So for me, because I was applying for my master's degree, 물 좀 주세요. As I was applying for my master's degree, I had my university semesters, which was how many semesters was that? 4 years, which was 8 semesters. So semester 1, I wrote down my grade. Semester 2, so I think you would have to write down all the years in high school. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm drinking water because I've been really speaking non-stop, so pardon me. Would it be fine to just skip that part and pass the high school grade transcript? I think for this part you would have to check with the Korean embassy, because I can't say for sure, because I am not from the Philippines, and to be really sure, I think it is best for you to check with your Korean embassy. But I think you can always write down by semester, and then at the same time submit your high school grade transcript, because after all you need to submit a transcript as well. Yeah. Okay, next, Hillary asks, have you ever met K-pop idol in real life there? I'm just curious. I have not actually, but I've met quite a few like famous people, I must say, in like the I mean, like I've been to like, oh, I mean, 누구?
싱가포르에서 캡틴 마블.
I met Captain Marvel, if you are interested. Maybe the person is not K-pop. I met Captain Marvel in real life before, you know, the actress. But I've also met, I mean, I've been to Big Bang concert, if you are interested. Yeah, but yeah, I have not, if maybe this YouTube thing goes well in the future, I might be able to meet like famous K-pop idols in the future. I don't know.
남자친구 중에 아이돌 있다가 누군지 말하지.
너 있어?
나 있어.
So my boyfriend is a Korean, and he has 누구? 친구가
나이미리스 한 명이야. 비밀.
아니 이거 아니고 누구?
그리고
아니 친구 네 친구야?
옛날 별로 친하지 않아. 근데 아는 그리고
오케이.
어릴 때 키 댄스 대회에서
okay. So my boyfriend, who is a Korean, he is actually like friends, maybe not close friends, just like acquaintance friends with two K-pop idols. Okay, I'm not gonna say who, but yeah. So just bear that in mind for Hillary if you're curious. Okay, so 큐로바 질문 놓쳤나요? 어디지? 어디지? 그 유니폼 얘기하는 건가요? Universities do not have uniforms. You can just wear your home clothes and you're free to go. G7DA는 1년 동안 어학당에 다녀야 한다고 들었거든요. 근데 네, 맞아요. 근데 그 A97DA님이 지금 토픽 6급 취급하셨다고 하지. 4급?
4급이
잠깐만.
4급이면 1년 동안
4급이
4급이라고 적었어.
어디? 4급은 사실 안 가도 되는데? 아니 그 선택했어.
그래?
4급이면은 사실 선택권 있는 것 같아요. 제 친구 한 명이 그 장학금 받았거든요. 근데 4급 있었어요. 그 4급인데 선택했어요. 아닌가? 잠시만요. 제가 나중에 친구한테 물어보고 다시 알려드릴게요. 하지만 제가 알기로는 만약에 3급 이하로 하면은 무조건 1년 동안 어학당을 다녀야 되거든요. 그렇게 다니면서 그 한국어를 좀 더 배우면서 나중에 그 6개월 먼저 하시고 6개월 먼저 하신 다음에 토픽 다시 쳐야 돼요. 그래서 만약에 토픽 중에 만약에 토픽 3 아직 안 됐다. 그래서 또 6개월 동안 더 해야 돼요. 근데 그 1년 기간 맥시멈이에요. 그래서 1년 만약에 아직 토픽 3밖에 안 되면은 집에 돌아가야 돼요. 네, 무슨 뜻인지 아셨죠? 그 4급은 아직 잘 모르겠는데 제가 한번 친구한테 질문해보고 정확하게 한번 알려드리겠습니다. 괜찮으신지 잘 모르겠지만 네. Ashwarya Yukurde, do you know if an undergraduate transfer students can apply for the KGSP? What do you mean by undergraduate transfer students? I am not really sure what you mean. Are you talking about exchange students? If you are talking about exchange students, things might be different. A97DA님은 감사합니다. 아니요, 별 말씀이에요. 진짜 제가 이거 여러분들 위한 Q&A니까 제가 한번 친구한테 여쭤볼 테니까 나중에 제가 다시 만약에 Q&A 틀면 한번 들어오세요. 제가 그때 한번 알려드릴게요. 켈빈 파크, 제 미국 친구가 KGSP 준비한다고 해서 대신 들어주는데 한국어 되게 잘하시네요. 한국인데 감사합니다. 제가 많이 부족하지만 제가 한국어 되게 좋아하고 사랑하고 있습니다. 사실 제가 영어로 사실 하고 있었는데 그냥 그 한국어로 좀 더 편하신 분이 계셔서 그냥 한국어로 하거든요. 근데 만약에 케빈 팍 님이 그 친구가 만약에 질문 있으면 영어로 적어주시면 제가 영어로 사실 답변해 드릴 수 있습니다. 아, 중국어도 가능해요. 만약에 중국어 원하시는 분이 있으면 if anyone is interested in KGSP and is more confident in Mandarin Chinese, I will use Mandarin Chinese. Don't worry. 중국어도 가능합니다. 중국어 만약에 더 편하시는 분이 계시면 중국어도 가능합니다. 오케이? Oh my god. And I actually missed out this weakness comment. I will teach you some Bahasa phrases if you want. Yes, I'm really interested. I will learn from you someday. Hillary say, I really want to watch your live to the end, but it's currently 1 a.m. in Indonesia and I must sleep now. Thanks for doing this live. I'm looking forward to more live in the future. You're welcome. I'm going to be keeping this live, hopefully online. So Hillary, if you wake up tomorrow and if you want to check out what you missed, you can always just watch the back. And I'll be doing a lot more live, so keep your eyes open for more channel art, okay? And I will be doing more like Study With Me Live, KGSP Live. So good night, have a good sleep, and see you really, really soon. So the rest of you, let's see. Ashu wanna say, no, I'm an undergraduate student in India and I want to transfer to Korean university as a third-year student. So, no, you would have, I think if you are doing your undergraduate studies currently, you cannot transfer because it's either you come to Korea and you start from year 1 again, or you graduate from India, you graduate your bachelor's degree and then you do your master's degree here in Korea. What I know is that for KGSP, they do not accept like transfer student. You have to be either doing from like year 1 of undergraduate, or if you're going to be doing what is it called, graduate from the first year. A97D님, 석사 과정이면 논문을 작성하는 게 개고생겠네요. 맞습니다. 저는 지금 3학기거든요. 그래서 제가 사실 국제대학원이지만 국제대학원 사실 그 영어로 사실 작성해도 됐는데 논문을, 근데 제가 한국학 전공이기 때문에 한국어를 필수이라고 하거든요. 그래서 제가 많이 걱정하지만 고민되곤 합니다. 근데 사실 그 만약에 그 전공 따라서 그 논문을 영어나 아니면 한국어를 작성해도 되기 때문에 사실 A97D님이 하고 싶은 그런 그 전공 따라서 다를 겁니다. Hiba, it is only my other documents that should have 3 sets of copies, right? And the application should be one from... Oh, no, Hiba. So you need to have an application form for all 4 sets. So what I did was because you have to remember, all these 4 copies are going to different people. The first set is going to the, what's it called? The embassy. And then the second and third, fourth set is going to the respective choices of university that you chose. So you have 3 university choices, right? So 1, 2, 3. So you will need to make sure that you have a set of application, the rewards, certificates, all of that, okay? So you have to make sure that you have all of it, not just like one set of application form. Do you understand that, Hiba? I hope that helped. Okay, so the Muffin says that if you look at the Study in Korea website, there is a scholarship for exchange students. Yes, thank you, the Muffin, for your important information. The Study in Korea website is actually really, really useful and really important for all international students who are hoping to study in Korea. So do check that out. And Hiba says, 그리고 한국어 완전 짱. 감사합니다. Thank you. If you guys are interested in learning Korean, I'm actually really thinking about doing more live with you guys and probably going through some Korean live Q&A actually, and probably doing more future videos actually at the same time as well. So is there any more questions about KGSP? 혹시 그 KGSP 장학금에 대한 질문 더 있으시면 지금 라이브 채팅에서 작성해 주세요. I'm gonna be waiting for like to see if there's any more questions because it's rather late. It is currently 1:50 a.m. in Korea, and I don't want to be taking up a lot of your time. Don't worry, I'll be doing a lot more. Okay. So I have more questions coming. Okay, currently I'm in my 3rd semester of my diploma. Should I mention about that? Third semester of my diploma. Okay, so are you? I'm not really. I didn't really understand your question actually, Patricia. Can you like explain it further? Hiba says, so should the application form be one original and 3 other copies? So yeah, I do. Thanks, Jasmine. Yes, so what I did was I actually, because I think you have to sign, I think. So I left the part blank. So I like for those part that I typed out and you know like those that I need to sign, I left it blank. So I printed it out and I signed it personally. So that is going to make sure that you know it's like original for all and you're not going to have much issues and you're not going to be panicking in the very last moment. I hope that helped, Kiba. 구치님 엘츠 몇 급이세요? 저는 사실 제가 싱가포르에서 왔어요. 그래서 제가 혹시 알고 계시는지 모르겠지만 제가 그 영어 국가라서 그 사실 제가 영어 그 시험 칠 필요 없어요. 지금 대학원 몇 기 하기? 저는 지금 3학기. 그 대학원 3학기입니다. 서울대 대학원 3학기예요. 그래서 제가 사실 영어 수준이 막 증명해야 된다고 사실 필요 없어요. 제가 왜냐하면 어릴 때부터 그 대학교까지 그 교육을 다 영어로 받기 때문에 사실 그런 시험을 막 터플이나 아니면 엘츠 칠 필요 없어서 근데 사실 만약에 카자흐스탄에서 오신다면 아마 영어 프로피션시 테스트 해야 될 것 같아요. 네, 케빈팍님 저는 서울대 대학원을 다니고 있습니다. 국제대학원을 한국학 전공을 하고 있습니다. Okay, so going back to the question, Iron says, thank you, your videos are very informative and helpful. You're welcome. Next, are there any things that need to be originals or can it be copies? Birth certificate, you have to check. I think you might have to get it notarized. Your grade transcript needs to be original, so get it notarized. If you don't have an extra copy, if you need to photocopy it, make sure to get it notarized. Grade transcript, graduation certificates are the 2 that I know of, but if you are worried, always drop your Korean embassy a call. 나 화장실 가고 싶다. 잠시만요. 케빈 팡님 한국인으로 가기는 진짜 돼요. 아니요. 제가 지금 아닙니다. A97DA 그리고 한국어를 몇 년 동안 배우셨죠? 제가 사실 한국어는 좀 제가 어릴 때 9살 때부터 혼자 독학을 했었거든요. 제가 사실 독학을 했어요. 제가 제 채널에서 한 2번째 영상 그리고 3번째 영상에서 제가 9살 때부터 어떻게 혼자 한국어를 배웠는지 예를 들면 어떻게 그 예능이나 드라마 보면서 어떻게 한국어를 배웠는지 다 자세히 설명했고 그 솔직히 본격적으로 한국어를 배우는 게 한 대학교 시작할 때 한 19살 때부터 정식적으로 배웠어요. 그때 문법 같은 거 처음 배웠기 때문에 그래서 솔직히 저의 문법 같은 거는 아직 많이 부족한 것 같아요. 히바와 대단합니다. 정말 아닙니다. It's really nothing. Aryan says, what score you have in arts? I did not have to do an English proficiency test because I'm from an English-speaking country, Singapore. My education system is in English. I've been receiving English education since I was young, so I did not have to like do like TOEFL and like IELTS and stuff like that. So, yes. So if you're from a non-speaking English country, you will have to do an English proficiency test. I hope that helped, Aruna. Are we going to learn Korean language in NIED? No, you have to do your Korean language program in Korea. Yes. Patricia says, my last 2 years of high school were not really good due to some issues, but I'm currently doing. Yes, mention everything, share everything. Patricia, I would say share everything. I would say that if you say that your high school grade is not that good in the last 2 years, it doesn't matter. you can say that you can share it with the interviewers. You can say that because of some issues, but at the same time, because you're getting dienstlis for your previous semesters, which is something really, really, really amazing. So just write it in your application, and I think it's something that is really commendable. And yeah, keep up the good work. Aaron say thank you, you're welcome. Kevin Park님 says 혹시 Q&A 언제 하세요? 대학생이라서 시간이 잘 안 맞을까 봐요. 지금은 한국은 새벽이라서 괜찮은데 항상 새벽에 하시나요? 네, 사실 제가 그 라이브를 처음 하는 거예요. 왜냐면 제가 지금 아직 유튜브 초보이기 때문에 사실 라이브 어떻게 해야 되는지 사실도 몰랐거든요. 문제도 많았고. 그래서 그리고 제가 사실 그 지금 KGSP 관심 가지고 계신 분들이 되게 많고, 그리고 막 세계에 다 있기 때문에 막 모로코도 있고 인도도 있고 동남아시아도 있고 아시아도 있기 때문에 사실 제가 봤을 때 언제 시간이 좋은지도 잘 모르겠고, 그래서 사실 지금 그때 10시 지금 10시에 시작했거든요. 그래서 사실 저도 Q&A 같은 거 Q&A뿐만 아니라 라이브도 많이 킬 예정이기 때문에 아직 정하지 않지만 제가 그 곧 정할 거예요. 그 좀 더 자주 할 겁니다. 그 채널 아트에서 거기 공지 나올 거예요. 왜냐면 지금 제가 아직 되게 작은 유튜버이기 때문에 그 커뮤니티 같은 거 없어요. 디스커션뿐만 그것만 있고, 그래서 제가 만약에 그 정해지면은 채널 아트에서 거기 weekly every Tuesday live 이렇게 적을 겁니다. 혹시 대답 되는지 잘 모르겠지만 okay, so summary in English is that Kevin was asking whether like when I was doing was asking when I'm doing live Q&A and stuff like that. So what I said is that because I'm a rather small YouTuber, I don't have like the tab called community where I can put like announcements and stuff like that. So what I'll be doing is that I will be posting like I'll be doing like, you know, my channel art, you know, like the Choco Pie thing. I'll be putting like every like Wednesday, Tuesday or whatever, like what time, and I'll be putting it like when I'll be doing my live. Okay, so for those of you who are interested, please check my live. Once I'm like sure with doing when I'll be doing my live, I'll be updating like my channel art. Okay. 어릴 때부터 발음하셨군요. 아니에요. 저는 사실 지금 제 발음을 아직 많이 틀려요. 왜냐면 좀 아직 많이 배운 게 많아서. 사실 7년에 배우는 되게 대단하신 거예요. 진짜로. 사실 그 새로운 언어 배우는 게 되게 어려웠기 때문에 너무 걱정하지 마시고, 만약에 그 관심 있으시면 나중에 제가 그 Study With Me 라이브를 킬 때 같이 공부하는 게 어떨까 이렇게 생각하고 있으니까, 만약에 제가 Study With Me 같은 블로그를 아니면 라이브를 틀면은 같이 공부하는 게 좋을 것 같아요. 아니면 그 한국어 발음 연습해도 좋을 것 같고, 아니면 나중에 한국어 발음 어떻게 해야 되는지 한번 같이 하는 게 더 좋을 것 같아요. 그리고 제 한국인 남친이 한국어 선생님이에요. 지금 석사 과정이고 고려대 석사 한국 전공은 외국인을 위한 한국어를 가르치는 전공이에요. 그래서 사실 우리도 컨텐츠 많이 짜고 있기 때문에 만약에 관심 있으시면 나중에 제 라이브에서 한번 그 한국어 선생님이 전문가 그 2급 먼저 이미 따고 있는 선생님이 지금 석사하고 있는 그 선생님이 같이 하는 게 좋을 것 같아요. So for those of you guys who are interested, I am 케빈 팡님 저 연대라서. 진짜요? 지금 그 대학원 다니고 계신가요? 아니면 대학생인가요? So for those of you who are interested, we are talking about Korean, and if you guys are interested in learning Korean from me or my boyfriend, who is actually a Korean teacher for foreigners, I'll be doing more lives in the future, so stay tuned. And yes, so he says if you're tired and me too. Okay, so yes, I'm probably going to be ending this Q&A soon because I am it's quite late now. I'm definitely going to be doing more Q&A session, but let me finish the few questions. Okay, thank you for answering your questions. Yes, my pleasure. 히바 정말 감사하고 감사합니다. 사랑합니다. And 진짜요? 제 발음 이상하지 않아요? 한국인 들을 때. 연대 다니세요. 대단하시다. 연대 되게 어렵다고 들었는데요. 저는 한국어 할 때 완전 외국 발음이에요. The muffin, don't worry. 한국어를 같이 연습하면 진짜 확실히 늘 거예요. What level do you get at topic? As I mentioned, I got level 6, topic 6급, level 6 before I came to Korea because I learned Korean on my own when I was young. So I learned it officially in university. So I had quite a bit of education in Korean. So I got it level 6 when I came to Korea. Before I came to Korea. 케빈팡님 대학생이에요. 지금 신촌 살고 있어요. 그럼 친구 지금 미국 분이 지금 한국 계신가요? 아니면 미국에 계신가요? And 지금 제가 화장실 한번 다녀오겠습니다. I'm gonna go to the toilet real quick, the bathroom. I've been like, yeah, I'll be right back. Okay. I'll be right back, okay, guys. Hang on. 다시 오겠습니다. 잠시만요. 기다려주세요. 기다려봐. 잠시만요. Oh my god. Okay, I'm back. Oh my god, I thought I was gonna die. Okay, so I know says if one day I'm finally in Korea, can I see you there? Sure. If I'm still doing YouTube and like, let's do a meetup, everyone. I really want to meet like all of my friends here who like are applying for KGSP, and if you guys get selected for KGSP, please come and meet me, okay? It's something, it means a lot. Okay, Iron says, can you please teach Korean basics life or post video? Yes, I'm definitely going to be doing that. I'm going to be planning a lot of content for you guys, and I'll be doing a lot more live in terms of study with me, Korean basics, pronunciation, and because although I'm a foreigner, I might be 감사합니다. So I'm going to be doing more Korean videos actually, and my boyfriend is a Korean teacher for foreigners as well, so I might get the help of him because he's a professional, and I think he'll be able to help me explain to you guys as well. 감사합니다. 자주 뵐게요. A97D님. Okay, so for those of you guys who are here, I'm going to 고등학교를 미국에서 나와서 미국에서 친구가 생겼는데, 그 친구가 KGSP 신청해보겠다고 해서 정보를 찾다가 보게 되었는데, 지금 실시간 방송 보고 있는데 친구를 꼭 보라고 전해줘야 되네요. 감사합니다. 제가 사실 제 채널, 케빈 팍님, 제가 만약에 친구 KGSP 관심 있으시면 제가 제 채널에서 거기 KGSP 시리즈 만들었거든요. 처음부터 기초부터 예를 들면 KGB 신청할 때 어떤 서류를 먼저 해야 되는지 거기서 애플리케이션 그 서류 보면은 체크리스트 하나씩 어떻게 따라 해야 되는지 먼저 했고 그리고 두 번째 영상에서 그 개인 그런 미래 계획서 그리고 퍼스널 스테이트먼트에서도 제가 되게 자세히 설명해 줬거든요. 그리고 세 번째 영상에서는 만약에 인터뷰 가시면 어떻게 인터뷰 해야 되는지 어떤 질문을 받을 건지 다 되게 자세히 이미 얘기했으니까 한번 친구한테 구독과 좋아요 부탁드립니다. 감사합니다. So is there any more questions? I will be closing for today, but I am going to be coming back with another live really soon for all of you. So remember to like, subscribe, and press that thumbs up button for this Q&A. And yes, I hope that I will see you guys really soon. Okay, and please, I know that the time zone is a bit problematic. I'll try to do like different time zones. One in like the afternoon, maybe one at night to help you guys. So 이렇게 구체적인 정보를 알려주셔서 아니에요, 별 말씀이요. 진짜 제가 그 제 개인 경험을 여러분들 좀 더 많이 도와줬으면 좋겠고 그리고 다들 좀 친하게 지내할 수 있으면 좋겠습니다. So I'm going to call it for the day. Thank you so much for coming to my live Q&A, everyone. Is it hard learning Korean? It is not actually. Korean is actually really easy once you get the foundations right, and I'll be making like more live and Q&A video about it. So remember to subscribe, okay? I know. Bye. So I will see you guys really soon, and thank you for coming to my live. And if you guys enjoyed and found this video useful, remember to like, subscribe, and press the notification bell. And I'll be back with another live Q&A session and other live as well. See you guys. Bye. 감사합니다. 네, 잘 주무세요. Bye.